Chapter 2581 Show strength and shock the audience. The Endless Lord versus the Lord of Luohai. The voice of the Bingya Lord came. Woohoo! Yi Tian and the Lord of Luohai were teleported to avoid arena. The battle is about to begin. Lord of Luohai, Yi Tian doesn't know the strength of this other side genius, but it doesn't matter, he just needs to defeat the opponent. Boom! They clashed instantly. The other side's supernatural powers, the other side's golden light. Yi Tian held the high-level divine weapon of the other side's sky spear, and the other side's golden light was blessed on the side of the other side's sky spear. Just one hit. Boom! The Lord of Luohai was directly knocked into the air, and the other side's supernatural powers were also scattered. At this moment, Lord Luohai's body was cracked and collapsed uncontrollably. This is the power of the golden body of the other side to bless the supernatural powers of the other side and the blessing of the higher level of the gods of the other side. Admit defeat, Lord Luohai said quickly. Immediately. The Lord of Luohai was sent out for treatment, otherwise he would not be able to stop the injury at all. The strength of the Endless Lord. The Lord of Eternal Zero was shocked. He had no hope for Yi Tian at all, and felt that Yi Tian had only become a genius of the other side, and the other side's supernatural powers that he created was estimated to be the same, and it was still a very weak technique of other side's supernatural powers, and his strength was definitely average. As long as you don't lose all 5 battles, it's not bad to become the bottom one. Result: Yi Tian defeated the Lord of Luohai with one move, showing the golden incarnation of the other shore, and also obtained a high-level divine weapon spear. Weapons are also a part of strength, but Jiyu Hengshan could not give Yi Tian a high-level divine weapon for free, so Yi Tian obtained the high-level divine weapon on his own. The Lord of Jiyu Heng was also quite surprised that the newly born genius of the other side of Jiyu Heng Mountain was so powerful. The Lord of Ancient Void frowned. He found that he might not be Yi Tian's opponent, which is embarrassing. What a huge price his father paid in order to train him, but Yi Tian didn't have any training, yet he still has such strength. How did this guy do it? The Lord of Ancient Void is puzzled. After the other side level genius fights, he will rest for a while. After a period of years, Yi Tian's second battle began. This time, he still forcibly defeated other side level geniuses with his formidable strength. Certainly, Yi Tian's Vest Dongyuan master also showed the other side's supernatural powers, the other side's true fist, but did not reveal the other side's golden incarnation, so the first game was won at the price of a tragic victory, but the second game was lost. Yi Tian didn't care about this either. He only needs to be able to break into the top 10 with his real body cloned body, and if the Vest loses, he loses. The years to come, Yi Tian went through battle after battle. In the end, 5 wins out of 5. And the Lord of the Vest Dongyuan is 1 victory in 5 battles. However, even so, Jun Zhu was very happy, at least he won a game. From Jun Zhu's point of view, the Lord of Dongyuan has just become a genius of the other side, and it is normal for all of them to lose, and now he has won the next game, which is already very good. Soon after, the first round was over. Yi Tian still has 5 wins in 5 battles, and naturally enters the top 100, but in the 100th place, many other level geniuses have the same record, so they need to continue the competition. And Yi Tian can just sit down and watch the play. Time passed slowly, and finally the 100 other side level geniuses in the first round were determined. Soon, the second round of competition has begun, and each of the other side level talents will fight 5 times, and then the top 50 will be determined through the record. It can be said that the other side level geniuses who can enter the top 100 are very powerful, and the difference in strength between them should not be large. Sometimes it depends on luck. If you encounter a more restrained opponent, then there is hope to win in advance. The second round, the first battle. Yi Tian's opponent appeared. It's him, the true master, it's a bit of a coincidence. Yi Tian secretly said. The Lord of True Pole is a relatively weak other side genius, but he relies on a few other side supernatural powers, plus advanced other side armor and weapons, plus various other side techniques, and a little luck, and then through the extra competition, successfully promoted to the top 100. But now, his luck is not good, and he will stop at the former name. The Infinity Lord. The True Lord frowned. Although the Endless Lord only became a genius of the other shore, he heard about it at the beginning, but he did not expect that the Endless Lord also has the golden body of the other shore, and he has high attainments. It seems that after that, I also have to study the golden incarnation of the other side, otherwise I won't be able to beat other slightly stronger geniuses of the other side. The true master secretly said. Boom, both sides fight. Yi Tian made a direct shot, and one move wounded the true master. The Lord of True Coal tried to use a technique of the other side to transfer the damage, but Yi Tian performed another technique of the other side to break it, and then easily penetrated the opponent's body. Admit defeat. The true way. Yi Tian has too many other techniques to restrain him, so they have no way to win, even a few moves can't stop him. That's it. Yi Tian won the first match of the second round. After that, the second game was won and the third game was won. On the other hand, Jiyu Hengshan's other side-level genius, Jiyu Shu, is a bit dangerous and may not be able to enter the top 50. After a period of time. After the 5 battles, Yi Tian was in a state of victory. And the Lord of Ancient Void has 3 wins in 5 battles, which is a bit dangerous. Really, after the second round of competition, the Lord of the Ancient Void still needs to continue with some other geniuses from the other side to decide whether to enter the top 50. Good Kings, however, the strength of the Lord of the Ancient Void was still a little bit worse, and he was finally defeated and could not be promoted to the top 50. At this moment, the Lord of Ancient Void was very unwilling, but there was nothing he could do. His strength is not good, and he can't blame others. Soon, the third round began. There are still 5 battles, and according to the record, the top 20 will be determined. At this time, the chance of encountering a powerful enemy is very high. In the first game of the third round, Yi Tian easily defeated the opponent, but in the second game, he encountered a very powerful other-level talent. Lord of the Void. The Lord of the Void Earth also has a part of the body of the other side of the golden body, and also has several other side of the supernatural powers, and the fighting power is very strong. Encountering this other side-level genius, Yi Tian dared not hide his strength. With the scales on the other side on, and the way of escape from the extreme hole is no longer hidden, but the other side of the virtual realm, the other side's supernatural power, he will not use it for the time being. Chapter 2582 Lord of Endless, I 1-039, T work hard with you. Facing the Lord of the Void Earth, Yi Tian directly used the technique of the other side of the supernatural power. Wow, Yi Tian's speed was extremely fast. Even if the Lord of Void Earth has displayed the technique of the other side that can limit the speed, it cannot limit the way to escape from the extreme hole. However, the Master of Void Earth will defend the other side of the supernatural powers, blocking Yi Tian's attacks time and time again. And there are many means of the Lord of the Void. At this time, it is to compete for who has more cards and who will make mistakes. One after another, the other side techniques were displayed, and the two sides kept fighting. Gradually, Yi Tian understood Void Earth Lord's attack method very well, and Void Heaven Lord also understood Yi Tian's attack method. But Yi Tian created too many other side techniques, plus he still has 1/3 of the physical body of the other side of the golden body, while the Lord of the Void Earth has only 1/4 of the physical body of the other side of the golden body. Therefore, his advantage is still great. Finally, Yi Tian caught a flaw in the Lord of Void Earth and used a technique of the other side to create an advantage, thus hurting the Lord of Void Earth. This injury is the hope of victory. At last, the injuries of the Lord of Void Earth are increasing, and Yi Tian has gradually gained the upper hand. In the end, Yi Tian won the game. Defeating the Lord of Void Earth, this battle made Yi Tian famous. After all, the Lord of Void Earth was one of the 360 other level geniuses who had the hope of being promoted to the top 10, and Yi Tian, no matter how powerful he was before, did not show the combat power of the top 10. But now, others see him as a top 10 prospect. In the next 3 games, Yi Tian still defeated his opponent and won 5 games and 5 wins. In this way, at the end of the third round, he successfully advanced to the top 20. Come out and rest. The Lord of Eternal Zero was very excited. Lord of the Endless, you now have the hope of advancing to the top 10. The Lord of Eternal Zero smiled. I hope to be promoted, in that case, you can get a big chance. Yi Tian said. Well, as long as you get the top 10, that chance will be yours. You don't have to think too much about it, you can win the 10th place. There is no difference between the first place and the 10th place, it's just the difference in reputation. That's it doesn't affect the chance. The Lord of Eternal Zero said. Yi Tian nodded. Soon after, the 4th round began. There are still 5 games to be played in this round, and once the record reaches the top 10, it will be the top 10. In the 4th round, every battle will be very difficult, and it may even require extra matches before CJFJ has any hope of breaking into the top 10. Yi Tian thought to himself. Therefore, in the 4th round, he needs to go all out, and he can't hide any strength. Soon, The fourth round began. Yi Tian's first match was against another other-level genius who had the hope of placing in the top 10, the Lord of Light Zun. The battle begins. Yi Tian directly displayed the supernatural powers of the other side of the domain, the virtual realm of the other side. Boom! Once this supernatural power technique was displayed, it directly suppressed the strength of the Lord of Light Zun. The supernatural power of the domain class. The Lord of Light Zun was surprised. He didn't expect that in the fourth round, Yi Tian still hid his strength and hadn't shown it before. Rival. Boom. The Lord of Light Zun faced the suppression of the other side of the virtual realm and fought with Yi Tian. The other side of the virtual realm. Escape from the hole. Golden mansions on the other side. The other side of the golden cover. Yi Tian performed all the 4 other supernatural powers in order to defeat the Lord of Light Zun. After a long time of fighting, Yi Tian finally used the golden light on the other side to shatter the defense of the Lord of Light Zun, leaving him with injuries. And this is where the victory begins. After a period of time, the weakness of the Lord of Light Zun became obvious, and the injury became more and more serious. At last, boom, the Lord of Light Zun was shot and flew out, and his body began to crack. Admit defeat, the Lord of Light Zun said helplessly. After defeating the Lord of Light Zun, Yi Tian was extremely excited. This means that he is very promising from the top 10. The second opponent is also the Lord of Void Earth. This time, after he went all out, he quickly defeated the Lord of Void Earth. The third opponent was slightly weaker than the Lord of Void Earth, so he won again. But, the fourth opponent is very powerful. The opponent also wins 3 battles and 3 wins. The strength is a little stronger than the Lord of Guangzun. He is the Lord of 9 demons from the Holy Mountain on the other side. The Master of the 9 demons, the other side of the golden body, has a higher degree of incarnation than Yi Tian, and he also has several other side supernatural powers, and they are the other side supernatural powers that can cooperate with each other to fight. The most important thing is that the other side has a lot of other skills. As for the weapons of the other side of the higher level divine weapons, the other side naturally also has them. Boom, the battle begins. After a period of fighting, Yi Tian's golden cover on the other side was broken by the opponent. But at the critical moment, he used the technique of the other side, the misty body on the other side, to transfer the damage. But the attack power of the other shore magical power is too terrifying. Even if it is the misty body of the other shore, it cannot completely transfer the damage, and still suffers a little injury. And the other party was not too good, and was also injured by Yi Tian. Time passed slowly. The injuries of Yi Tian and the Lord of 9 demons are getting more and more serious, and it is even difficult for them to recover. But their battle is still going on. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. One of Yi Tian's arms and one leg of the Lord of 9 demons were smashed at the same time, and they were smashed by the other side's supernatural powers, so it was difficult to recover in a short period of time. The arms and legs that were forcibly recovered were only just arms and legs without any combat power or useless. After, Yi Tian's body was penetrated, and so was the Lord of 9 demons. As time passed, the injury became more and more life-threatening, and the Lord of 9 demons panicked. The reason why Yi Tian didn't panic was because this body was a copy of the body, so when it fell, it also fell, it was no big deal. But if the body of the Lord of 9 demons falls, it is really fallen, and he is naturally panicked. This panic, there is a flaw. In addition, Yi Tian was desperately desperate, completely disregarding the safety of his life. Gradually, Yi Tian gained the upper hand. Mad, is it necessary to fight like this? In desperation, the Lord of 9 demons chose to admit defeat and was unwilling to fight Yi Tian desperately. Subsequently, he immediately went down to heal his injuries, otherwise his life would be in danger. And Yi Tian also went down, and the Lord of Eternal Zero took action to stabilize his body so that his body would not collapse. Lord of Endless, you are taking too much risk this time. If the other party doesn't admit defeat, you may all fall. The Lord of Eternal Zero said. I won, didn't I? Yi Tian said very calmly. Yeah, you've won 4 games, you should be firmly in the top 10, even if you lose the 5th game, it doesn't matter. The Lord of Eternal Zero said. Chapter 2583 The Origin Realm. Soon, the 5th game begins. At this time, it was only then that Yi Tian realized that his 5th opponent turned out to be the other side level genius of the other side of the Holy Mountain, the Lord of Tiandu. Trouble, Yi Tian knew that he might not be the opponent of the Lord of Tiandu. Because this Tiandu Lord is really powerful. Boom. Every inch of the body of the Lord of Tiandu began to incarnate on the other side. In the blink of an eye, nearly 70% of his body was completed, the golden body of the other side. Then, he held a long sword of a high-level divine soldier on the other side, and performed a technique of divine power on the other side, slashing it with one knife. Golden mansions on the other shore. Yi Tian tried to resist the opponent's attack. But within a touch, click, the golden light on the other side was smashed. The golden cover on the other side also shattered with the force of the opponent's blow. At the critical moment, he still relied on the misty body on the other side to avoid most of the injuries. However, he was still injured. Unexpected, a ray of light erupted in the eyes of the Lord of Heaven's crossing, and Yi Tian was fixed. Crucial moment. Yi Tian conceded defeat. He felt normal that he couldn't beat the Lord of Heaven's crossing. How long has he been cultivating, and how long has the Lord of Heavenly Crossing been cultivating? The Lord of Tiandu is the other side level genius of the 9-time bone transfiguration of the Holy Mountain on the other side, and he has become a genius of the other side without knowing how many primordial era years have passed, even in units of millions of primordial era and tens of millions of primordial era. When he has completed the transformation of 70% of his body into the golden body of the other side, and created the top-notch supernatural powers of the other side, he will also be able to fight the Lord of Tiandu. Although he lost one game, he also won 4 games. Therefore, if nothing else, he is able to enter the top 10. Not long after that, the battles of other side level geniuses also ended. At this time, the Lord of Bingya began to announce the results. He announced the names of 10 other level geniuses one by one, and Yi Tian was one of them. The Endless Lord won the top 10 in the Eternal Beyond Talent competition, which is equivalent to making our Gu Hengshan face a lot. The Lord of Eternal Zero was very excited. As the owner of Guang Mountain, the owner of Guang is also in a good mood. Although it is not his son who made it into the top 10, it is good for the ancient Heng Mountain to be able to make it into the top 10. Only the Lord of Ancient Void felt a little uncomfortable in his heart, but he didn't think too much. After all, Yi Tian is really stronger than him, this is an undeniable fact. After the Eternal Beyond Talents tournament ended, those other shore-level geniuses who did not enter the top 10 were brought back one by one. And Yi Tian stayed. After all, he still wants that big chance. And the Lord of Eternal Zero came with him, so he also stayed here. Not long after, 10 other level geniuses gathered together. There are other existences beyond the bone transformation realm, which are also here. At this time, the Lord of Chaos opened his mouth and said, I think you don't know what the opportunity is this time. The reason why you don't disclose it is to prevent the news from leaking. This time, as for the 72nd region in the east of our eternal land, the one who knows the news this time. Therefore, it was not made public. Now that the quota has been selected, it can be made public. A long time ago, a strange treasure land appeared somewhere. This treasure land is located in a special time and space. Later, we found that only the other level geniuses of the bone transformation realm could enter, and they had to hold a special token. Otherwise it is impossible to enter. And there are only 10 such tokens, so there is this other side talent competition. When the Lord of Chaos said this, Yi Tian and the others completely understood. Subsequently, Yi Tian and the other side level geniuses each received a token and some other side origin stones, which was also one of the rewards. Thousands of other side origin stones, this reward is really rich. Yi Tian said excitedly. As for the token, he still doesn't know how much value it has, so he can't get excited. Or the other side of the source stone, is the real reward. That treasure, let your elders take it to you. The Lord of Chaos. After speaking, the Lord of Chaos left. The Lord of Eternal Zero left the holy city on the other side with Yi Tian. On the way, the Lord of Eternal Zero said, the Lord of Endless, I will take you to that treasure land. Why would the Lord of Eternal Zero and the Lord of Chaos be willing to give up those tokens? Yi Tian asked curiously. The Lord of Eternal Zero smiled and said, although the Lord of Chaos is powerful, the Holy Mountain on the other side is also very powerful, but after all, he can't resist the top forces in the 72 regions, and the treasure land was discovered together. The mountain could not be occupied. Later, more and more ancestors of the origin realm arrived, and the news could not be concealed. Everyone sat down to discuss, and decided to hold a talent competition on the other side to determine the places. By the way, after you come out, after a long time, the token will be scattered again. However, it was a long time later. Ask for flowers. Original realm is the realm above the 9 bone transformation realm, right? Yi Tian asked. This was also the first time he heard the name of this realm. Yes, the Lord of Eternal Zero said. The origin realm is the realm above the 9-bone transformation realm. At this time, Yi Tian was very curious about the origin realm, so he asked casually, Lord of Eternal Zero, how can the 9-bone transformation realm break through to the origin realm? The Lord of Eternal Zero didn't hide it either, and said directly, in order to become the origin realm for the 9 times bone transformation, you must comprehend the ordinary origin rules of the eternal beyond land. And the origin level genius must comprehend the origin rules of the other shore. Therefore, it is more difficult for other level geniuses to break through, but once they break through, their strength is unimaginably powerful. For example, after the 9-bone transformation realm comprehends the origin rules of the eternal beyond land, you can condense the origin, make the whole body originate, and finally step into the origin realm and give birth to the sea of origin. And what the other shore level geniuses do is the whole body. The origin of the other side is born, and the origin of the other side is born in the body. Cultivation in the origin realm is to constantly comprehend the rules of the origin or the origin rules of the other side. Once the rule realm is high, the origin will continue to grow, and the cultivation will become higher and higher. 1 inch. Of course, you are still far away from the origin realm. Don't think too much about it, try to improve your cultivation base and create the supernatural powers of the other side. After you break through to the 9-bone transformation realm, think about the origin realm. Yi Tian nodded. Time flies. After a period of time, the Lord of Eternal Zero brought Yi Tian to a special territory. Boom, time and space are shattered. The Lord of Eternal Zero took Yi Tian to constantly travel through time and space, and finally arrived at a special time and space area. It's here. The other 9 other level geniuses also came to the corpse under the leadership of their elders. Chapter 2584 The Heart of the Other Shore, only Yi Tian dares to practice. Now, what appeared in front of Yi Tian was an area shrouded in countless golden glows, and only after passing through this area could you reach that treasure land. Even the ancestors of the origin realm could not enter this treasure land. Lord of the Endless, after refining the token, go in with the token. 1. The Lord of Eternal Zero. Yi Tian nodded. Subsequently, holding the token, he entered the area shrouded in countless golden lights and slowly advanced. And the other 9 other side-level geniuses also came in, and their expressions changed. Because, the higher the cultivation base, the more suppressed it is here. Therefore, the level of cultivation does not affect entering here, but as long as it does not exceed the bone transformation realm. At this moment, Yi Tian knew why he had to be a genius at the other side to enter. This place was filled with a special kind of power. The 373. Power of the other side of the genius at the other side was at the same frequency as the power here. If it is not a genius of the other side, if he forcibly enters here, he will be directly shattered by the power here. Soon, he and the other 9 other side-level geniuses walked through this golden light-shrouded area and officially entered the treasure land. Wow, time and space transformation. The next moment, he came to a broken space-time world. Whoa whoa whoa, the other 9 other level geniuses also came in. However, the repression here has not gone away. Yi Tian's cultivation base is the lowest, so he is rarely suppressed. They did not get together, but separated in an instant to find an opportunity. Yi Tian doesn't know how many chances there are. However, the chance here is definitely not to the extent that the existence of the Lord of Chaos or the Holy Mountain on the other side is desperate, otherwise it will not be let out. An existence like the Lord of Chaos must have some understanding of this place. Even the Lord of Eternal Zero didn't reveal much. Therefore, once something is revealed, it needs more secrets to explain. Therefore, the Lord of Eternal Zero only said that there is a chance here, which is good for him. Soon, Yi Tian found something good. The source stone of the other shore. Yi Tian dug out a source stone from the other side from a stone wall. Obviously, this treasure land can give birth to the source stone on the other side. But, the source stone on the other side is definitely not the real chance here. Certainly, with the other side source stone, Yi Tian naturally collects it. If he can find a huge amount of the other side source stone, even if he doesn't get other opportunities, he doesn't care. As time passed, he found more and more originium on the other side. Unexpected, he felt a strong fluctuation. So, he immediately shuttled over. Soon, he saw several other geniuses on the other side, who were trying to attack a stone carving. However, the aura emanating from the stone carvings can block the attacks of these other level geniuses, and can even bounce back and blow them away. Therefore, they gradually gave up the attack. Yi Tian also saw what was recorded on this stone carving. Even the material of this stone carving itself is an extremely rare material in the land of the eternal other side, and any bit of it can be used to make the other side of the gods. Because of this, these other level geniuses want to take it away. Unfortunately, they can't take it away. Wow! Yi Tian came to the stone carving and silently understood the traces on the stone carving. Gradually, he became addicted to it. This is, quote, the way to condense the heart of the other side. At this time, a genius of the other side said, it is an extremely rare method of the heart of the other side. If it is outside, it is indeed extremely precious. But we can't take it away, and we can only comprehend it here, and we can't write it down. Comprehension and cultivation here, if you fail, your body will be severely damaged, or you will fall. There is no origin realm heavenly ancestor here to help us protect the Dharma and save our lives. I dare not cultivate here. If you are enlightened, you will be there, learn it here. Wow, he left here. Ha ha ha, I don't dare to practice. Swish, he got out of here too. Even the master of Tiandu did not dare to practice the method of the other side's heart, so he sighed regretfully and chose to leave. In the end, only Yi Tian was left. I didn't expect that there would be the other side's heart method here. Yi Tian is extremely excited. The other side's heart method is to cultivate the heart to the other side's heart, thereby affecting the immeasurable blood, transforming the immeasurable blood into the golden blood of the other side, and then affecting the immeasurable bones so that the immeasurable bones can be transformed into the golden bones of the other side. At that time, it will no longer be the bone transformation of the countless bones, but the bone transformation of the golden bones on the other side. Like the method of the other side of the golden body, it only transforms the surface body into the other side of the golden body, and there is no way to transform the other side of the golden body with immeasurable blood and bone. Thus, even if the method of the other side of the golden body is to transform the whole body of the other side of the golden body, it is not the real complete body of the other side of the golden body. Only by cultivating the heart of the other shore, the immeasurable blood and bones will be transformed into the golden blood of the other shore and the golden bones of the other shore. Only in this way can it be regarded as the real golden body of the other shore, which will lead to transformation and evolve into the life form of the other shore. Yi Tian doesn't know how powerful the life form on the other side is. He has only seen it in Jiyu Hengshan's records. The other side of life is very terrifying, and can easily understand the rules of the other side's origin. There is only one sentence. Before, he did not know the meaning of this sentence, but now he does. That is to say, once it becomes a life form on the other side, it is easy to break through to the origin realm. Jiyu Hengshan does not have the method of the other side of the heart, but there is one here. Who is it that stays here? Yi Tian was curious. However, he didn't think too much. At this moment, he wants to cultivate the heart of the other side. Others dare not cultivate the heart of the other shore because they are afraid of falling. After all, there are no elders here to protect me. But I am not afraid of falling. I can continue to copy after copying my body, Yi Tian secretly said. Subsequently, he began to practice the other side of the heart method. This kind of method must be comprehended all the time before it can be remembered and practiced, otherwise 5.9 will soon be forgotten. Because this method involves the imprint of the source rules of the other side, if you don't comprehend the rules of the source of the other side, you can't leave any traces on your body, and you can't leave your memory. But this method is only useful to the bone transformation realm. Once it breaks through to the origin realm, it is useless. Yi Tian did not let this copy body practice, but let other copy bodies practice outside. Soon, the first practice began. It didn't take long for him to fail in cultivation. The fleshly body was directly smashed, turned into pieces, and fell to his death. This is the price of failure to cultivate. A terrifying rule directly turned my body into pieces. No wonder those other level geniuses dare not cultivate. Yi Tian secretly said. Subsequently, he replicated his body again and began his second practice. Chapter 2585 The Heart of the Other Shore, Practice It. The second practice naturally failed again without a doubt. However, he continued to practice and resolutely did not give up. Occasionally, he also went to look for opportunities. It is a pity that without the token, the duplicate body cannot walk here, otherwise he really wants to duplicate a duplicate body and look for treasure resources here. But after a period of time, he discovered that this treasure land only had some resources, such as the source stone from the other side, in addition to some inheritances. Therefore, for him, the most precious opportunity is the inheritance of the heart of the other side, and the others can be ignored. Time passed slowly. Yi Tian continued to cultivate the heart of the other side and experienced countless failures. At this time, the other side level geniuses left one by one. After all, the treasures here have been found almost, and there is no point in continuing to stay here. The other 9 other level geniuses have left, and the Lord of Endless has not come out yet. The Lord of Eternal Zero frowned. But he did not wait any longer. If Yi Tian comes out, he can return to Jiyu Heng Mountain by himself, but it just takes a little time. Yes, on 29, he left a little message here and left directly. One immemorial era has passed. In the blink of an eye, 3,000 primordial eras passed. This day, boom, Yi Tian finally successfully practiced the method of the heart of the other shore. At this moment, his heart is transforming into the heart of the other side. Dong dong dong, his heart kept beating, gradually affecting his blood. The immeasurable blood that has completed 9 blood changes is now evolving towards the golden blood of the other side, and the blood exudes the breath of the origin of the other side. However, in a short period of time, it is still difficult for countless blood to transform into golden blood on the other side, and it will take a long time. But after practicing the heart of the other side, his physical body also became stronger all the time. The heart of the other side is really strong. When I condense the golden blood of the other side and the golden bone of the other side, the strength will become stronger. Yi Tian secretly said, "Time to go." Yi Tian came out from this treasure land. And the moment he came out, the token on his body disappeared. In other words, he can no longer enter this treasured place. After coming out, he saw the message left by the Lord of Eternal Zero and knew that the Lord of Eternal Zero had left. Then, he also immediately returned to Guang Mountain. After a period of time, he successfully returned to Guang Mountain according to a safe route left by the Lord of Eternal Zero, without encountering any major danger. Ancient Hengshan, Yi Tian just came back, and the Lord of Eternal Zero came. He just chatted with Yi Tian and didn't ask Yi Tian what chance he got in that treasure land. After all, whatever chance Yi Tian gets, it belongs to him personally and has nothing to do with Jiyu Hengshan. After coming back, Yi Tian began to use the source stone from the other side to temper his boundless bones, striving to break through to the 7 bone transitions as soon as possible. But then, he found that after refining the source stone of the other side, instead of refining it to the limitless bone, it was absorbed by the heart of the other side, making the blood of the other side more quickly transformed into the golden blood of the other side. It turns out that the source stone on the other side can help the immeasurable blood to be converted into the golden blood of the other side faster. That should also help the infinite bone to be transformed into the golden bone on the other side. Yi Tian guessed. Originally, he also planned to use the origin stone on the other side to break through the 7 bone transitions, but now he intends to condense the other side of the golden blood and the other side of the golden bone, and then talk about it after the breakthrough. This time he participated in the other side talent competition and won a lot of other side source stone rewards, and also found some other side source stones in that treasure land, although not many, not as good as other side level geniuses. However, it is still sufficient. Years go by. As pieces of the other side originium were consumed, the boundless blood on Yi Tian's body gradually transformed into the other side golden blood. 1%, 20%, 30%. When he used up all the other side origin stones on his body, he finally transformed 98% of the boundless blood in his body into the other side golden blood. I thought that so many other side origin stones could convert the whole body's immeasurable blood and bone into the other side's golden blood and the other side's golden bone, and it turned out that it was not enough to convert all the boundless blood into the other side's golden blood. Yi Tian said helplessly. Right now, he must collect some originium from the other side again. Moreover, dozens of pieces and hundreds of pieces are not enough, what he needs is a large number of other side origin stones. However, where did you get so many origin stones from the other side? He was lost in thought. This day, Yi Tian consulted the Lord of Eternal Zero. Lord of Eternal Zero, I don't know where to get a lot of origin stones from the other side. Yi Tian asked. At this time, the Lord of Eternal Zero looked at Yi Tian and said, "You have obtained so many other side origin stones before, isn't it enough to break through to the 7 bone transformation realm?" Yi Tian can only say, "Lord of Eternal Zero, I have cultivated the heart of the other shore, so I need a lot of source stones from the other side to transform the immeasurable blood into the golden blood of the other side, and the immeasurable bones into the golden bones of the other side." What, you practice the heart of the other shore? The Lord of Eternal Zero was shocked. After a long time, he came back to his senses. You are really amazing, the heart of the other side. At present, I only know that among the 72 regions in the east, only the master of the chaos in the chaos territory has successfully cultivated the heart of the other side. After that, with the complete body of the other side of the golden body, comprehend the rules of the origin of the other side, successfully condense the source sea of the other side, and enter the origin realm. Therefore, the Lord of Chaos became the number 1 in the 72 eastern regions. Strong. The Lord of Eternal Zero sighed with emotion. The Lord of Chaos has become a complete body of the other side of the golden body. Yi Tian was surprised. He was open and hung up, and this was successful. 373. And the Lord of Chaos is really amazing. But only one person did it, isn't that too few? So, Yi Tian asked, the Lord of Eternal Zero, the 72nd area in the east, how could one person do it? If there is the method of the other side's heart, and then there is the protection of the origin, it is like becoming a genius of the other side. After countless attempts to protect your life, you can definitely cultivate the heart of the other side. It's not that simple, the Lord of Eternal Zero said. First of all, there are very few methods of the other side's heart, and there are only a few of them in the entire eastern 72 regions. Therefore, it cannot be popularized. Second, practicing the other side's mind is better than becoming the other side's level. The difficulty of being a genius is even higher. Like our ancient Hengshan, it is extremely difficult to cultivate a genius of the other side. It is almost impossible to make a genius of the other side become the mind of the other side. Of course, you can do it by yourself, that can only be called a miracle. At present, there are still more than a dozen other level geniuses who have cultivated the heart of the other side in the 72 eastern regions, but they have all given up. It is too difficult to transform into a golden body. After reaching 70% of the golden body of the other shore, it will be as difficult as going to the sky. There are too many golden bodies and black texts on the other shore, and even after comprehending countless years, there is no way to continue to create more golden bodies on the other shore. Body Dharma door. I see. Yi Tian understood. He felt hopeful, and he was the one who hung up. But other side level geniuses didn't hang up, so they felt hopeless and finally gave up. Chapter 2586 The Other Shore Ancient God Realm. Yi Tian and the Lord of Eternal Zero did not discuss the heart of the other side for too long. Soon, they were back to business. At this time, the Lord of Eternal Zero said, many treasures in the other side of eternity may give birth to the source stone of the other side, so many forces have more or less collected a few pieces of the source stone of the other side, but the number is too small to help you little. Do you think to get a lot of originium from the other side? I can only give a few suggestions. Yi Tian listened without speaking. The Lord of Eternal Zero continued, you should know the Eternal Night Pavilion. The Eternal Night Pavilion is a top force in the Baishan region in the eastern 72 regions. Their business. After many forces find the source stone of the other side, they will trade it to the Yongye Pavilion in exchange for other resources. Therefore, the Yongye Pavilion definitely does not lack the source stone of the other side. However, they want to trade from the Yongye Pavilion to a large number of the other side. Originium, then see if you can do it yourself. The second suggestion is to go to the ancient gods of the other side. The ancient gods of the other side is a ruined area, and the area is 1/3 the size of our bloody area. This area has given birth to a lot of source stones of the other side. People, blood change races, and even eternal real beasts can enter the ancient gods of the other side to find the source stone of the other side. However, the ancient gods of the other side was occupied by a great power, the ancient gods, and they blocked this area. If you want to go in, a certain fee must be paid. Therefore, if you are unlucky, you will not be able to find much of the source stone from the other side, and you will lose money instead. The third suggestion is to find each force to buy the other side origin stone at a high price, but they may not sell it to you, so it depends on luck. Yi Tian had an idea after listening to these 3 suggestions. Then, after he thanked the Lord of Yongling, he was ready to go to the ancient gods on the other side first. At the very least, this is the most promising place to obtain the source stone on the other side. The other shore ancient god realm is a little far from the realm of blood flames, but Yi Tian still took a while to arrive here. When he came here, he saw the bone transformation realm who were stationed at an entrance by the ancient Shenzong. The ancient Shenzong is also a cultivator force, but it will also accept some blood-changing realm races. Therefore, the ancient Shenzong has both cultivators and a small number of blood transformation races. Entering the other side of the ancient gods is just one place, and the other places are covered by a large array that covers a territory. This is a formation that many origin realm existences have jointly arranged for a long time, so he cannot break it and can only enter through this entrance. Stop, To enter the other shore ancient god realm, a primordial era pays 100,000 medium eternal ancient gold. Everyone must pay 100,000 medium eternal ancient gold, even if there is not enough time, it has to be the price. After you come out, treat as you like. The time will continue to settle too. An ancient Shenzong's 9 bone transformation said. Give. Yi Tian took out 100,000 medium-sized eternal ancient gold, paid these fees, and then passed through a gate of light and entered the ancient gods on the other side. The other shore ancient god realm. Yi Tian came in here. Look around. There are debris everywhere, and almost no living beings exist. He searched for a long time, but did not see any other creatures. Once upon a time, the ancient gods on the other side should also be the same as the chaos realm and the realm of blood flames. It also had countless creatures, countless worlds, countless blood-changing realm races, and eternal real beasts, but now they are all turned into pieces. Yi Tian said with emotion. But there are still some resources here, as well as the source stone on the other side. Whether you can find it depends on your luck. Time passed slowly. After a long time, he found a source stone from the other side. It took so long to find a source stone from the other side, which is simply too pitiful. If this continues, it will even lose money. Yi Tian secretly said. Unexpected. A cold light emerged from the void, and an immemorial genius who had undergone 7 bone transitions attacked and killed him. Court death. Yi Tian said coldly. The other side of the virtual realm, suppress. 1. The other side of the golden light, broken. 1. At the same time, Yi Tian's golden body on the other side was activated, and he didn't hold back at all. Boom. The other side Jinmeng cooperated with his high-level other side divine weapon, the other side sky spear, and penetrated the opponent's body with one blow. This moment, the other party showed a look of disbelief. In his opinion, he is a primordial level genius who has undergone 7 bone transitions, and even if he has encountered 6 bone transitions, he is not necessarily defeated. As a result, he was penetrated by Yi Tian with one move. Although he hasn't fallen yet, it also proves that Yi Tian's strength is far above him. This is simply incredible. I met the most enchanting genius of the other shore. He was completely bewildered. He wanted to escape, but Yi Tian didn't give him any hope of escape. Yi Tian used the extreme whole escape technique, and the speed was so fast that even the ancient genius of the 7 bone transformation realm couldn't react. Then came the continuous attack. Puff puff. The body of this genius of the 7 bone transformation realm was pierced countless times, and immediately fell to his death. After killing the 7 bone transformation, he took the other party's things. There are quite a lot of resources, and there are more than 30 origin stones on the other side. Yi Tian roughly guessed why the 7-time bone transformation realm primordial genius wanted to attack him. The opponent's goal was to attack and kill some weak people here, so as to rob the opponent's materials and resources to make money. In fact, there are not many other level geniuses who enter the ancient gods of the other side to find the source stone of the other side. Many of them are ordinary bone transformation realms who come here to find them. After they are found, they are sold and sold. For them, if they could not lose money or even make a lot of money in the ancient gods on the other side, they would be willing to come in again and again. So, many of the bone transformation realms here could Jiao Hao, are world-breaking geniuses, immemorial geniuses, and even ordinary bone transformation realms, all relying on luck. As a result, the 7-time bone transmutation realm primordial genius was very unlucky, targeting Yi Tian, and ended up here. Certainly, Yi Tian wouldn't do such a thing. If he leaked the news and offended an unknown force, he would be in trouble. So, he still slowly searched for the source stone light on the other side. If there is bone transformation realm looking for trouble for him, he will definitely still take action. Years go by. After a long period of time, he still hadn't found much of the source stone from the other side. But on this day, a battle broke out in the distance. Yi Tian went over to take a look. Sudden, he saw a very strange creature fighting with an ancient genius who had 8 bone transformations. The key is that this creature is actually inlaid with pieces of originium from the other side. Chapter 2587 The Origin Beast on the other side, a lot of harvest. Boom. This creature is similar in strength to the ancient genius of the 8th bone transformation. Unexpected. The 8-time bone transfiguration primordial level genius shattered the shell of this creature, and the pieces of the other side originium fell off. At this time, the true body of this creature was revealed, and it was a creature with a bulging appearance. Then, the 8-time bone transfiguration primordial genius snatched these other side origin stones and ran away, without entangling the creature too much. However, Yi Tian stared at this creature and fell into contemplation. Could this creature be the legendary origin beast of the other shore? Yi Tian had seen records about the origin beast on the other side in the inheritance of Jiyuheng Mountain. The other side origin beasts are creatures born in the other side originium veins. They like to lie in the other side originium veins, and they like to absorb various special materials on the surface of their bodies, tempering these shells day and night, using them as one of their defenses. Therefore, some origin beasts will even absorb originium on the surface of their bodies, so they are easy to recognize. The other side origin beast was born in the other side originium vein. Will it be easy to find the other side originium? Yi Tian guessed. This possibility exists. 373. However, it is difficult to track the origin beast on the other side. I saw that the speed of this other side origin beast is too fast, and it can use a special escape method. It seems that it can directly escape into the unknown void with the help of the power of the other side origin rules, thereby disappearing. Yi Tian tried to track it, but found that he couldn't catch up at all. Forget it. If you can't track it, you won't be able to track it. However, the cultivation base of this origin beast is too high, and I can't copy its body. If I can find an origin beast with a weak cultivation base, I can copy it. The opponent's body, maybe they can find a lot of originium from the other side. Yi Tian secretly said. The years to come, he not only looked for the source beast of the other side in the ancient gods of the other side, but also inquired about the news from the outside world. This day, he finally found out about the source beast on the other side. And this news comes from Yongye Pavilion. There was an auction in the Evernight Pavilion branch of the realm of the 9 demons, and among them was a weak origin beast from the other side, whose cultivation base was about 5 times bone transformation. After Yi Tian got the news, he went to the realm of 9 demons. The realm of 9 demons, the capital of blood demons. Yi Tian came here, and then got an auction spot and entered this auction. At this auction, Yi Tian also waited slowly. Finally, he waited for the auction of the primordial beast on the other side. Boom! A living Beander origin beast was sent to the auction table, and many bone transformation realms could sense the aura of this Beander origin beast. Seeing it, you can copy it. Yi Tian was very excited. At this time, many bone transformations are very interested in this other side origin beast. However, the origin beast on the other side lacks wisdom and is unruly, making it difficult to control. Therefore, these bone transformations do not expect to use the origin beast to find the origin beast, they are for other purposes. Because the other side source beast has a trace of the other side source rule in the body, they can extract the trace of the other side source rule in the other side source beast, and then comprehend its other side source rule. At that time, even if you can't comprehend the origin rules of the other shore, there is still a glimmer of hope to comprehend the ordinary origin rules. Many heavenly ancestors trapped in the 9 bone transformations dream of comprehending the rules of the source, so the source beasts on the other side are of great value to them. The competition for this origin beast from the other shore is very fierce, and the 9-time bone transformation realm primordial genius competed for this, costing a lot of money. And Yi Tian didn't participate in it. He didn't want to waste the eternal ancient gold to compete for this other side origin beast. He didn't even wait for the auction to end, and left here directly. The other shore ancient god realm. Yi Tian began to copy the body of the origin beast on the other side. Time passed by little, and after a long time, a origin beast from the other side was copied. Whether you can find a large number of origin stones from the other side, depends on the copy body of this origin beast. Yi Tian muttered, CJFJ. Subsequently, he replicated his body movements with this origin beast from the other side to find the origin stone of the other side. I didn't sense the originium on the other side. It should be a matter of distance. Maybe by getting close to the originium on the other side, I can sense the existence of the originium on the other side. Then, his cloned body of the other side of the origin beast shuttled quickly, and his real body cloned body was also following. In case of encountering other bone transformations, if he was interested in his copy of the other side of the origin beast, he would definitely stop it. Unexpected, Yi Tian's copy body of the origin beast on the other side sensed the attraction of an item. So, quickly passed by. Hey, a source stone from the other side. Yi Tian was excited. This is enough to prove that the source beast of the other side can really find the source stone of the other side. This time, he can find a large number of other side origin stones in the other side of the ancient gods. For the next long years, he searched for the source stone of the other side in the ancient gods of the other side. One after another, the source stone of the other side was found by him. This day, A lot of attraction came, which means that he is about to find a lot of originium on the other side. Could it be a origin stone vein on the other side? But it shouldn't be a large ore vein. Through induction, the number of these originium stones on the other side is only 1,000 pieces. He passed by quickly. In the depths of a ruin, more than 1,300 other side source stones were dug up. Then, he handed over these other side source stones to the real body to duplicate the body. After a long time, he found almost the source stone of the other side of the ancient gods, but the number was not as many as he imagined. Only more than 60,000 other side origin stones. Yi Tian felt that the other side of the ancient gods was a place where the other side's originium was easy to be born and nurtured. How could there be hundreds of thousands of other side source stones, but now it seems that there are only a few. This number is really low. Then, he was ready to leave. As for the copy body of the source beast on the other side, he directly annihilated it. The exit of the ancient gods on the other side. Yi Tian came out from here and left quickly. And just after Yi Tian left the other shore ancient god realm for a few primordial era, almost no bone transformation realm found the other shore originium in it, and after the bone transformation realm came out of it, they complained and even publicized it. Therefore, there are fewer and fewer bone transformations willing to come to the ancient god realm on the other side to find the source stone on the other side. The senior officials of the ancient Shenzong held a meeting about this. What's the matter? It's not long since the last time I put some other side originium, so soon I can't find the other side originium. Send another batch of other side source stones into the other side of the ancient gods, and then publicize, the other side of the ancient gods is a major business, and can't be abandoned. Yes, I'll make arrangements now. If Yi Tian knew that many of the other side source stones in the other side of the ancient gods were deliberately sent in by the ancient gods, then he would definitely be stunned. Because many forces, even the Lord of Eternal Zero, thought that the source stone on the other side was born there. Chapter 2588 7 Bone Transformations, Golden Skeleton. Ancient Hengshan, Yi Tian came back, and this time he obtained so many other side source stones, enough for him to condense the other side golden blood and other side golden bones, and even improve his cultivation. Start refining the source stone of the other side. One after another, the other side source stones were absorbed and refined by Yi Tian, and they were merged into the other side's heart, which was used to temper immeasurable blood. This day, boom, the immeasurable blood in Yi Tian's whole body has completely turned into the golden blood of the other side, and the flesh is nourished by the golden blood of the other side, all of which are rapidly increasing. And, the golden body of the other shore has the blessing of the golden blood of the other shore, and the power is even stronger bigger. The next step is to make all the boundless bones in the whole body evolve into golden bones on the other side. Yi Tian muttered. Then, he took out more originium from the other side and started to practice. With the help of a large number of origin stones in the heart of the other side, the countless bones gradually turned into the golden bones of the other side. Certainly, it will definitely be more difficult to turn the infinite bone into the golden bone of the other side, and it will consume more originium from the other side. However, this time, he has obtained too many other side source stones, so he can definitely turn the countless bones in his body into other side golden bones. Years go by, dozens of primeval epochs have passed. This day, Yi Tian's immeasurable bones have turned into golden bones on the other side. Very good, the other side of the golden blood, the other side of the golden bone, my physical body is stronger, with the other side of the golden body, the combat power will be stronger. Now, I need to complete the 7 bone transformations of the golden bone on the other side, and then I can be promoted to 7 bone transformations. Subsequently, he began to use the source stone of the other side to directly temper the golden bone of the other side, so that the golden bone of the other side completed 7 bone transformations. When cultivating and improving his cultivation, he also did not forget to let other cloned bodies study the method of creating the other side of the golden body, so that other parts of the body can complete the other side of the golden body. After more than 600 primordial era, Yi Tian is finally about to break through to the 7 bone transitions. At this point, he was only one step away from the 7 bone transformations. When you are stuck in a bottleneck, you have to create a technique of supernatural powers on the other side, so as to strengthen the power of the other side's source, so as to break the shackles and be promoted to the 7 times of bone transformation. Subsequently, it took him some time to successfully create a supernatural power technique. In fact, he has been creating another supernatural power technique, which is why he successfully created it so quickly. This time, the other side supernatural power technique he created is called the Virtual Extreme Insight Technique. Although this supernatural power technique cannot increase the combat power, it can help a lot in some cases. Therefore, it took him so long to create it, and it is also helpful for the future. Besides, no matter what the other side's supernatural powers are, as long as they can help break through, that's fine. Boom. The technique of illusory insight is integrated into the body, causing the power of the source of the other side in the body to skyrocket, covering the whole body. At this moment, he attacked the bottleneck with all his strength, broke the bottleneck easily, and stepped into the 7 bone transitions. Breakthrough. Yi Tian said excitedly. The other side level genius of the 7 bone transitions is equivalent to the top 8 bone transitions immemorial genius. What's more, he can be regarded as the top among the other side level geniuses. Therefore, with his strength, even if he encounters an immemorial genius who has encountered 9 bone transitions, even if he can't beat him, he can still save his life. With such strength, as long as they don't encounter the origin realm in the land of eternity, they can walk sideways. Another time has passed. This day, Yi Tian's golden incarnation of the other shore has made a new breakthrough. Half of his body can complete the golden incarnation of the other shore. Therefore, his current strength has skyrocketed. The realm of eternal life. This is one of the 72 regions in the east, and it is not too far from the domain of blood flames. However, on this day, a big change occurred in the realm of eternal life. Click, an area collapsed, and a golden human-shaped skeleton fell from a space-time. This golden skeleton is not simple, it exudes an incomparably terrifying aura, and some nearby creatures are directly shattered, and even the creatures in the worlds are instantly turned into fragments, and they cannot bear this golden skeleton, the power of. Immediately, the origin of the realm of immortality has appeared, and the first thing to do is to take away this golden skeleton. However, this golden skeleton can still move and shoot directly. For flowers, boom, a statue of the origin realm was severely damaged. In desperation, they jointly sealed the area and then called for help. Soon, a source of origin from other areas came here, and even the Lord of Chaos came. When the Lord of Chaos arrived, many ancestors of the origin realm breathed a sigh of relief. At this time, Lord Luobai of the realm of eternal life asked, Master of Chaos, do you know what the golden skeleton is like? Obviously there is no vitality, it should be a corpse, why can it still move, and how can it be? Such a powerful attack erupted. The Lord of Chaos looked through the seal and observed it. After a long time, the Lord of Chaos said, if I didn't guess wrong, this should be the skeleton of a origin upper realm heavenly ancestor, the other party is indeed dead, but there should be a new life in this skeleton, consciousness, thereby manipulating the skeleton. The birth of a new consciousness. How is this possible? To make such existences die, there should be no new consciousness born, so I have heard of such a thing. The Lord of Eternal Zero wondered. He also came here. Other origin realms also expressed their incomprehension, and they have seen this kind of thing. At this time, the Lord of Chaos said, I haven't seen it before, but it should have a special relationship with this skeleton. You should be able to see that this skeleton is composed of golden bones from the other side. The other party should be the same as me. The complete body of the other side of the golden body. Not only that, his other side of the golden body is more perfect, perfect to the extreme. I realize the other side of the golden body by creating a large number of other side of the golden body. Incarnation. There is no special connection between these other golden body methods, and there are even some differences which are not systematic. However, the origin of the ancestor, the other shore golden body transformation should be a method of the other shore golden body, directly let the whole body complete the transformation of the other side of the golden body, this is the most perfect method of the other side of the golden body. I see. Many ancestors of the origin realm understood. At this time, the Lord of Chaos said, we can subdue him first, and then comprehend the imprints on his bones. Maybe we can hope to comprehend the complete method of the golden body of the other side contained in him. The method of the golden body of the other side cannot be inherited. Yes, but the opponent's skeleton is very special, so it can be used for inheritance. This skeleton alone is a priceless treasure. Corpse. Chapter 2589 The Golden Body on the Other Side of Xuanyang. Subduing the skeleton that exists in the primordial upper realm, even if the opponent's strength is very weak, it is not something that ordinary primordial realm can subdue. Therefore, it is only necessary for the Lord of Chaos to take action. Boom! The Lord of Chaos entered the seal. Soon, a battle begins. The skeleton defense that exists in the origin upper realm is almost invincible, but the combat power is still not good. Under the siege of the Lord of Chaos and other origin realm, the new consciousness was quickly wiped out and completely turned into a corpse. That's it. The Lord of Chaos and the others successfully remove the skeleton. Subsequently, every origin realm can come to comprehend this skeleton. But after a period of time, many primordial realms found it meaningless to comprehend the skeleton. They themselves don't have much understanding of the golden body of the other side, and this skeleton is very special, containing the 373 other side origin rules. They are not geniuses on the other side, so it will be very difficult to forcefully understand the mystery of this skeleton. Moreover, even if they were enlightened, it would be of no use to them, and could only be of great help to their forces. Therefore, some origin realm upgrades let the other side level geniuses in their forces come to comprehend, and the effect may be better. Even if you can't comprehend the complete method of the other side's golden body from it, it is not bad to be able to comprehend some more of the other side's golden text and the other side's black text. And this proposal has been approved by most of the origin. So, they went to inform the other side level genius. Ancient Hengtian, the Lord of Eternal Zero, came to Yi Tian. Lord of Infinity, there is a chance, you should go. 1. The Lord of Eternal Zero. What chance? Yi Tian asked. At this time, the Lord of Eternal Zero talked about the skeleton of the origin upper realm. After Yi Tian heard it, he was immediately surprised and immediately moved. If it weren't for this opportunity, this kind of opportunity would not be his turn at all. Certainly, if you can't figure it out, it's not a chance, it can only be said to be a waste of time. Subsequently, the Lord of Eternal Zero took Yi Tian to the Chaos Realm. The skeleton is placed in the Chaos domain. After all, this time, it is the Lord of Chaos who contributes to easily wipe out the primordial upper realm. Therefore, it is very reasonable for this skeleton to be placed in the Chaos Realm. Soon, Yi Tian came to the Chaos Realm. Chaos territory, in a time and space. A golden skeleton lay here, although its breath was suppressed, but even the wisps of aura emanating from it made it difficult for a genius like Yi Tian to move quickly, and could only move slowly. What a terrifying breath! This is the skeleton that exists in the origin upper realm, even if it is fallen and sealed, it is so terrifying. Yi Tian secretly said. At this time, there are many other level geniuses and a small number of primordial ancestors who are comprehending. And Yi Tian stayed in a small void opened up nearby, sitting cross-legged, and began to comprehend the skeleton of this origin upper realm. As soon as he realized it, he was addicted to it. It's so mysterious, Yi Tian muttered. Just a skeleton, it contains many mysterious, including everything. It is too difficult to comprehend the true and complete method of the golden body of the other side from this skeleton, but there is still hope to comprehend some golden inscriptions from the other side. Then, Yi Tian tried his best to comprehend this skeleton, trying to comprehend a little more. Certainly, if you comprehend more other golden inscriptions, you must inscribe them and hand them over to Ji Hengtian. Otherwise, Ji Hengtian would not let him come to understand this skeleton. One immemorial era has passed. Yi Tian comprehended one after another of the golden texts on the other side and the black texts on the other side, but he didn't realize the method to complete the golden body on the other side, and he didn't even have a clue. He is very clear that the reason why he has no clue is that he does not have enough golden texts and black texts on the other side. If you have mastered enough Jinwen on the other side and the black text on the other side, you may be able to understand it. Then, in the following years, he was obsessed with mastering more Bianwen and Bianwen. For him, the golden body technique is not the most important thing, but the most important thing. It is difficult for other people to master too many other golden texts and black texts on the other side. But Yi Tian is still better, although it will be more difficult, but at least it can be quickly understood. This is related to the fact that he has a large amount of ancient ancestors, which makes his foundation potential reach an incredible level, so he can quickly comprehend each other's golden inscriptions and the other's black texts. So, Yi Tian has become so enchanting. And other side level geniuses, no matter how evil they don't master each other's golden texts as quickly as he does. Before you know it, 10,000 primordial era years have passed. And Yi Tian has been comprehending on the golden skeleton side, and has mastered more and more golden inscriptions on the other side and black text on the other side. Of course, his other aspects of cultivation have not fallen behind. For example, his cultivation base, with the help of the source stone on the other side, is now very close to the 8 bone transitions. In addition, 60% of his body has now completed the golden incarnation of the other shore, which is also a huge breakthrough. And, he is also about to create a very top-notch supernatural power technique, which will be used to break through the bottleneck of the 8 bone transitions in the future. This day, Yi Tian has mastered enough of the other side of the golden text and the other side of the black text, and then went to comprehend the skeleton, and when he understood the complete method of the other side of the golden body, he suddenly understood something. However, he only understood a little. If you don't understand it at the beginning, you won't understand it even more later. Then, in order to understand this mystery, he used his own replica body to test the experiment, so as to understand the mystery of the full version of the 5.9 method of the other side of the golden body. One after another, the ancient era passed by. In order to try to study, Yi Tian lost and copied his body again and again, and gradually understood the mystery. After understanding and understanding, you can see more secrets. Later, he continued to study, and he could see more things. Finally, the long years passed. Yi Tian gradually comprehended the full version of the method of the golden body on the other side. The golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. This is the name of the other side of the golden body method. After Yi Tian comprehended, he obtained relevant information. In short, he can now practice the golden body of the other side of Xuanyang, and he does not need to create the method of the golden body of the other side of the body. And if you want to cultivate the golden body of the other side of Xuanyang, you must first cultivate the heart of the other side. If you don't have the heart of the other side, you cannot cultivate the golden body of the other side of Xuanyang. Chapter 2590 Trading with Yongye Pavilion. I have cultivated the heart of the other side, so I can practice the golden body of the other side of Xuanyang. 1. However, if you want to cultivate the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang, you need a lot of special materials. If you practice forcibly, the physical body will not be able to carry it, and it will collapse directly. It is 100% impossible to cultivate. Yi Tian secretly said. He has now comprehended the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang, so he can deduce the required materials. As long as he collects all the materials, he can go to practice the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang, but he may not be able to practice it, and he may fail many times. Therefore, the materials he needs to prepare are also astronomical. He doesn't know when he will be able to practice the golden body of the other side of Xuanyang, but even if he can't, he can also deduce some methods of transforming his body into the golden body of the other side of the body through the golden body of the other side of Xuanyang. In this way, he can still quickly improve his strength, but it is not a complete golden incarnation of the other side, and the basic potential is still somewhat different. This day, Yi Tian left the skeleton of the origin and upper realm and returned to the ancient Heng Mountain. Not only did he leave, but many other geniuses gave up. They also don't want to waste time here. 29 Only a few other level geniuses or primordial ancestors are still here for enlightenment. Ancient Hengshan. After Yi Tian came back, he inscribed a lot of golden inscriptions on the other side and gave it to Jiyu Hengshan, so the Lord of Eternal Zero naturally didn't say anything or ask. They didn't think that Yi Tian had comprehended the complete method of the other side of the golden body, so they didn't mention this matter. But even if he did mention it, he would not reveal it. He also predicts that the other geniuses of the other side of the ancient Hengshan will not be able to practice the golden body of the other side of Xuanyang. After all, they have not even practiced the heart of the other side. In the 72 areas in the eastern part of the entire eternal beyond land, only a few dozen or so have cultivated the heart of the other shore, and now they have all become the origin realm, and there is no way to cultivate the golden body of the mysterious sun beyond. So, it's useless to say it. Because this time, Yi Tian contributed a lot of other side inscriptions and some other side black texts, so Jiyu Hengshan promoted his position. He has changed from a first-level honored master to a second-ranked honored master, and his status has been higher. But for him, the position of honoring the Lord now means little, so he doesn't care too much. In the following years, he began to collect materials, and bought back a lot of the various materials that he deduced. However, some materials are so precious that even he can't get them. For example, materials such as Dongji Void Stone, other Shore Vine Blood Beads, Eternal Blood Marrow Liquid, and Colored Glass Dark Gold are extremely valuable and very rare. Jiyu Hengshan has several materials, but the contribution value required is too much, and he can only exchange a small amount. Then, his Vest, the Lord of Winter Origin, exchanged some materials at the True Beast Alliance, but it was still not enough. He needs a lot of materials to ensure that he can practice again and again, otherwise he will soon run out of materials and will not be able to continue to practice. And, he has to gather a lot of wealth to be able to afford these materials and resources. If you want to buy so many material resources, you can only go to Yongye Pavilion to buy it. 1. Yi Tian thought to himself. But now, even if Yongye Pavilion is willing to sell it to him, he can't get so much eternal ancient gold. So, he has to make money first. But in a short period of time, how to earn massive amounts of eternal gold is a big problem. Selling the other side of the golden text and the other side of the black text. This is a way, but the other side of the golden text can only be sold once in the Yongye Pavilion. I only handed over a small part of the other side's golden inscriptions and the other's black texts to Jiyu Hengshan. Later, I can trade other side's golden inscriptions and the other side's black texts with Yongye Pavilion, and they should be willing to trade. Yi Tian thought to himself. But, he can't really trade, and it's easy to be exposed. Then, he asked Dong Yuan Lord to trade the vest. Even if it was exposed, there would be no problem with Jun Zhu as the master, and the True Beast Alliance would not care about this matter. This day, Yi Tian's vest came to a very important branch of Yongye Pavilion, and found a genius of the 9 times bone transformation primordial, the Lord of Yuanji. Although the Lord of Yuanji has never seen Yi Tian, the Lord of Winter Yuan, but Yongye Pavilion is the richest and most well-informed force in the 72 eastern regions, so it is easy to know the identity of the Lord of Winter Yuan. Information is also let out. Lord of Dongyuan, rare guest. The Lord of Yuanji entertained Yi Tian. Afterwards, Yi Tian discussed the transaction with the Lord of Yuanji. At this time, Yi Tian said, Lord of Yuanji, Yongye Pavilion should acquire the other side's golden inscriptions. I have a new batch of others' golden inscriptions in my hands. I don't know if the Yongye Pavilion has acquired it. The brand new Jinwen on the other side. Can you take a look at it? The Lord of Yuanji asked. Can. Yi Tian took out the golden inscriptions on the other side that he had inscribed. Anyway, as long as he can't understand it, he can't remember the other side's inscriptions, so he is not afraid of the other side's inscriptions leaking. The Lord of Yuanji took a look and confirmed that most of these other side inscriptions were not acquired by Yongye. So, he pointed out these other inscriptions and said, these other inscriptions are indeed not available in Yongye Pavilion. Bayan Pavilion is willing to buy them, and they are willing to give high prices. As for other inscriptions on the other side, they can also be purchased, but the price is very low. After all, as long as it is engraved, it will be valuable. If Yi Tian sells it, Yongye 373 Pavilion is still willing to buy it. Can. Yi Tian nodded. Subsequently, they are negotiating the price. After a long time, the price was negotiated. At this time, Yi Tian stated the materials that he needed to acquire. East Extreme Void Stone, Other Side Vine Blood Bead, Eternal Blood Marrow Liquid, Colored Glass Dark Gold. Yongye Pavilion should have it, right? Yes, the Lord of Yuanji said. But these materials are very rare, so the price is very high. Whatever the price, I bought it. Yi Tian looked very proud. Subsequently, Yi Tian will use the eternal ancient gold obtained by selling the other side of the golden text and the other side of the haven to buy these materials, but the materials that he finally bought are not too many, because the price of these materials' resources is too high. However, these materials are considered to be completely collected, enough for him to practice many times. But if he wants to get more materials, he has to make money. However, it was no longer feasible to sell the other side of the golden text and the other side of the black text, and he had to think of other ways. Cultivation first. If there is a shortage, then continue to make money to buy material resources. Yi Tian secretly said. So in the next period of time, he used these materials to start cultivating the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. In the blink of an eye, another 1,000 years of the primordial era passed. Chapter 2591 Ruins on the other side. Failed again. Yi Tian failed to cultivate the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang, and his physical body collapsed. He didn't maintain it either, and directly lifted the duplicate body. This is how many times he has failed. Since thousands of primordial era, he has exhausted all kinds of materials without success. Now, he has no materials and has to buy them again. It's really hard to become a golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. Yi Tian secretly said. But there is no way, he still has to practice. After all, he can't bear to give up the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. For him now, the difficulty is just gathering materials. Although he has failed many times now, he has more insight and understanding of the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. As long as he continues to practice, there will always be a day of success. Have to find a way to earn more eternal gold. Yi Tian muttered. But he studied it carefully, but there was no good idea. So he asked the vest to find Jun Zhu and chat with Jun Zhu. True Beast League. The master of Yi Tian's vest, Dong Yuan, came to find Jun Zhu. Teacher, what do you want to ask for your teacher? Jun Zhu asked. Yi Tian hurriedly said, Master, this disciple wants to ask you how to earn more eternal gold in a short period of time, in a normal way. 1. Teacher, you are short of eternal ancient gold. Why can I give you some? Jun Zhu said, Master, there is no shortage of disciples, I just want to ask to prepare for the future. Yi Tian said. He knew that Jun Zhu would give him some eternal ancient gold, but the eternal ancient gold he lacked was not a small amount. Even if it was Jun Zhu, it was not necessarily how much he would come up with. So, he didn't reveal it frankly. For the future, Jun Zhu fell into contemplation and began to think about how to earn a large amount of eternal ancient gold in a short period of time. Soon, Jun Zhu opened his mouth and said, Teacher, it is really difficult to earn a large amount of eternal ancient gold in a short period of time. Even as a teacher, it is difficult to do it. Earning less eternal ancient gold, if you go to various treasure places, collect resources, and then sell them, you can do it. Otherwise, you can only get lucky and get a lot of high-quality eternal gold at once, then you will be rich. High-quality eternal gold, Yi Tian suddenly realized. If he can find a large amount of high-quality eternal ancient gold, it is indeed a fortune. The value of high-quality eternal gold far exceeds that of medium eternal gold, and it is enough to buy a lot of materials. Master, where can I get a lot of high-grade eternal ancient gold? Yi Tian asked. Jun Zhu was stunned. He was just talking about it casually, but he didn't really want to let his disciple go to obtain the first-class eternal gold. At this time, Yi Tian said again, Master, this disciple is just curious to ask. Jun Zhu no longer concealed, the high-quality eternal ancient gold is very expensive. It seems that it can be exchanged for medium eternal ancient gold, but in fact it cannot be exchanged, because no force will exchange it for you, you can exchange it for you. No, why? I don't know. 1. Yi Tian shook his head. Jun Zhu explained, because the high-grade eternal ancient gold is so useful, it is useful to every origin heavenly ancestor, and it is even more useful to the 9-time bone transformation heavenly ancestor who impacted the origin heavenly ancestor. If you want to become the origin realm, you must comprehend the rules of the origin, and the genius of the other side must understand the rules of the origin of the other side. But it is very difficult to understand the rules of the origin or the origin of the other side, and with the best eternal gold, you can build a special formation, face and observe the origin of the eternal other side, so as to gradually realize the origin rules. However, to build such a formation requires at least 1,000 pieces of high-quality eternal gold. Moreover, the formation consumes the energy of high-quality eternal gold all the time and cannot exist forever. So, the high-quality eternal ancient gold has been consumed, and every origin realm heavenly ancestor wants to collect 1,000 pieces of high-quality eternal ancient gold, but it is always out of stock, and there will be traded to other heavenly ancestors. 1. Hearing Jun Zhu's introduction, Yi Tian realized the preciousness of high-grade eternal ancient gold, which is far beyond medium-sized eternal ancient gold. Jun Zhu continued, the quantity of high-quality eternal ancient gold is too small, and even a teacher wants to find a large amount of high-quality eternal ancient gold, but unfortunately it is too difficult. Today, there are only a few places in the east of the other side of eternity. There are also many high-quality eternal ancient gold, but they are all very dangerous. Which places? Yi Tian asked curiously. The other side of the ruins, Tailiji, the shore of Olympian and the underworld are all 4 places. Among them, the 3 places of Tailiji, the shore of Olympus and the underworld are all alive even in the origin realm. Dangerous, very few origin realm dare to break into these 3 places. Jun Zhu said. What about the ruins on the other side, isn't it dangerous? Yi Tian asked. It's also very dangerous, but you can't enter the origin realm. Jun Zhu looked at Yi Tian, you can go in, but you can't go in. If you enter there with your strength, 100% will fall. Allowing the origin realm to enter, the bone transformation realm can enter. But even the other level genius who has entered the bone transformation realm for 9 times has the risk of falling. 7 or 8 bone transformation bone level geniuses, not to mention, unless the luck is against the sky, there is hope to find a few pieces of high-quality eternal gold from it. However, a few pieces of high-quality eternal gold are not very meaningful. Master, the disciple will not go in. But where are the ruins of the other side, Tailiji, the shore of Olympian, and the underworld god's mansion? The disciple should understand, and it is better to avoid these 4 places in the future to prevent entering by mistake in the future. Yi Tian used this excuse to ask for the positions of the 4 places. Junzu Good Jiaohao didn't hide it, and he didn't think his apprentice would be stupid enough to break into these places, so he said the locations of the 4 places one by one. After Yi Tian found out, he didn't ask any more questions. After discussing it with Junzu, he completely changed the topic. The other side. Yi Tian is preparing to go to the ruins on the other side. With his strength, it is indeed very dangerous to enter the ruins on the other side, and it is easy to fall and die. However, when he entered the ruins of the other shore again and again, he did not believe that he could not obtain the first-class eternal gold every time. As long as he obtains the first-class eternal ancient gold, he will come out from the other side of the ruins and take the first-class eternal ancient gold out. Relying on the long years, he should hope to obtain a large amount of high-quality eternal ancient gold. At that time, he will have enough wealth to buy the materials for cultivating the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. Therefore, he must go to the treasure land of the ruins on the other side. Chapter 2592 Vortex, Toxin, Wind. Other shore ruins. Yi Tian finally arrived here after a long journey. This is a special area on the edge of the 72 area in the east of the Land of Eternity. It does not belong to any area of the 72 area, but belongs to a special territory outside the 72 area. There is almost nothing here, there is only a ruins on the other side, which also belongs to the east. At this time, there is no heavenly ancestor here. After all, who would come here normally, even if they were geniuses at the other side of the 9-bone transformation realm, they would not dare to break into the other side of the ruins, they were afraid of death. Unless they obtained that extremely rare avatar material, made a avatar of the other side level genius level of the 9 times bone transformation, and let the avatar enter the other side ruins, then they would come in. But this is so rare. Because even if the genius of the other side of the 9-bone transformation realm obtains a clone, he is not willing to take risks. During this period, he might even be the only heavenly ancestor who broke into the ruins on the other side. Boom! The tides of the ruins on the other side continued to emerge, and terrifying fluctuations permeated the area outside the ruins on the other side, causing countless space-time and spatial shocks. Yi Tian came to these 373 miles and felt a wave of shocks. However, this impact was not too strong for him. It is conceivable that once you enter the inside of the other side of the ruins, the impact will be terrifying. Yi Tian first copied a cloned body. His cloned body first waited outside, cultivating silently, and the second cloned body went directly into the other side of the ruins. If the first-class eternal ancient gold is found, then the second clone body will take the first-class eternal ancient gold out and explain to the first cloned body. If the second copy body falls, the first copy body will continue to copy the body and continue to send in. This is very convenient. Other shore ruins. Yi Tian entered here. He didn't know enough about the information here, and he didn't ask Junzu, otherwise he couldn't explain it. He said that he would not come in, but he kept asking about the information on the other side of the ruins. No matter how you look at it, there is a big problem. Therefore, he did not ask anything. And there are too few heavenly ancestors entering the ruins on the other side, so it is difficult to obtain relevant information. So, he directly used the copy body to try to explore and obtain information from CJFJ, which may be easier. The ruins on the other side are similar to a long river that is constantly surging, and there are also some swamp areas, as well as some strange islands and fragmented continents. All in all, it looks like a chaotic feeling here. His copying talent has been turned on, exploring the surrounding situation to prevent powerful creatures from approaching. And he is also carefully looking for high-quality eternal ancient gold. Unexpected, a whirlpool emerged and directly sucked Yi Tian's body. The point is, he couldn't resist and was sucked directly. In an instant, he had entered the vortex. Boom! The terrifying pressure hit, squeezing his flesh. This terrifying squeeze caused his flesh to crack continuously. Finally, click, his body was smashed into pieces by the vortex and dissipated into pieces. Beyond the ruins on the other side, Yi Tian continued to start copying the body. And at this moment, he obtained the first information, that terrifying whirlpool is very terrifying, and it is fatally dangerous to him. Therefore, when he explores the other side of the ruins later, he tries to avoid the whirlpool as much as possible, but not necessarily avoid it, it depends on luck. After a period of time, the replica body is replicated. Then, he continued to enter the ruins on the other side. This time, he was more careful. There are islands on the other side of the ruins, first go to those islands to find out, maybe you can find the first-class eternal ancient gold. Then, he flew quickly and came to the nearest island. The island is not too big and doesn't look dangerous. Therefore, he thinks it is quite safe here. But soon, he was stunned. Just when he touched a vine, an invisible toxin poured into his body. Next moment, his body began to crumble. What's the situation? A kind of toxin can't handle a genius like me who has undergone 7 bone transformations. 10 times, his flesh crumbled. This toxin is so terrifying, I'm afraid that even the genius of the other side of the 9 bone transformations may not be able to withstand it. Yi Tian thought to himself. At this time, he got another surprise, that is, don't touch some plants, which may contain terrifying toxins. Certainly, he doesn't think that these toxins are really so terrifying. It is possible that they are so powerful in the ruins on the other side. If they come to the outside world, they are ordinary toxins that cannot affect the bone transformation realm, and can at most kill the blood transformation realm heavenly ancestor. Subsequently, after copying his body, he entered the ruins on the other side for the 3rd time. This time, he was even more careful. Although he entered the island again, he would not touch anything unless he obtained the 1st-class eternal gold. Being so careful, he did not encounter danger soon this time. He kept searching, but there was no high-quality eternal ancient gold on this island, but found some medium eternal ancient gold. In line with the principle of not letting go, he also took away these medium-sized eternal ancient gold, which is a small gain. Subsequently, he left here and went to a nearby ruin to see, perhaps there is a good eternal gold. As a result, as soon as we arrived at the ruins, the danger came again. This time it was not a vortex, nor a toxin, but the wind. The wind on the ruins hit Yi Tian. I thought it was no big deal. But soon, these winds blew into his body, and the body began to collapse. This time, the cloned body fell again, and the medium eternal ancient gold that was obtained fell directly, and was not affected by the wind. Obviously, this wind affects only living beings. I died again. The experience gained this time is in the other side of the ruins, don't get caught by the wind, and avoid it in advance. Yi Tian secretly said. Although he died once, it was an experience gained. Subsequently, he made another copy of his body and entered the ruins on the other side again. Then, he found the medium eternal ancient gold that he had dropped, and after putting it away, he avoided the windy place, and then came to a place where there was no wind in the ruins, and began to look for the high-quality eternal ancient gold. He shuttled among the ruins, cautiously. Finally this time, he was lucky and did not encounter other dangers, and successfully found a piece of high-quality eternal gold. I found a piece of high-quality eternal gold, leave quickly, and send it out. Yi Tian secretly said. Chapter 2593 Yi Tian is too prodigal. Soon, Yi Tian came out from the other side of the ruins, and sent this piece of high-quality eternal ancient gold, which was finally found, to another replica body. In this way, it can be regarded as a real hand, and it will not be lost. Subsequently, he continued to enter the ruins on the other side. There are many dangers in the ruins on the other side, but there are no creatures of any kind. The dangers here come from all kinds of natural dangers, and sometimes you can only rely on luck, and you can't avoid it at all. No wonder even the other side level geniuses of the 9-bone transformation realm dare not come in. If you are unlucky, it's really easy to fall. And the pay is not proportional to the return. Those other side level geniuses are naturally unwilling to take risks. Yi Tian secretly said. In the following years, he could occasionally find a piece of high-quality eternal ancient gold, as well as some elementary and medium eternal ancient gold. Anyway, he brought them out. Gradually, the number of high-grade eternal ancient gold on his body increased. Yes, according to this kind of harvest, my worth is getting richer and richer, and it is enough to buy those materials. Yi Tian thought to himself. This day, Yi Tian entered the depths of the ruins on the other side, and here, he was sucked in by a whirlpool. However, this vortex is somewhat special. It is not a vortex that contains the power of terrifying strangulation, but sucks him into a special void. In this special void, he saw a great opportunity. This is, quote, Yi Tian looked at this piece of the void and was extremely excited. If he didn't admit his mistake, this should be a fragment of the origin of the eternal land, which has been completely integrated with this void at this moment. However, this source fragment contains very few source rules, and it is still escaping, and will definitely disappear in the future. He dared not move, for fear of destroying the piece. Perhaps you can comprehend the source fragments of the land of the other side of eternity here. If you can realize a trace of the source rules of the other side, that would be great. Yi Tian secretly said. Then, this copy of his body is here to comprehend the original rules. He continued to duplicate a duplicate body to explore the other side of the ruins. In this way, one Taiku era has passed. Finally this day, Yi Tian has collected a lot of high-quality eternal gold, and he is ready to trade. Eternal Night Pavilion. Yi Tian came to the Yongye Pavilion branch as the vest of the Lord of Dongyuan and traded with the Lord of Yuanji. At this time, the Lord of Yuanji said, "Master of Winter Yuan, what resources are you going to buy this time?" "It's the same resources as last time, but this time, I need 10 times the amount." Yi Tian said, 10 times the amount. The Lord of Yuanji showed a look of embarrassment. "The Lord of Dongyuan, the resources you want are extremely rare, and if you want 10 times it all at once, it is difficult for our Yongye Pavilion to do it. If I exchange the high-quality eternal gold, can the Evernight Pavilion do it?" Yi Tian asked. Superior eternal gold. The Lord of Yuanji was shocked. He doesn't think that Yi Tian can take out how much high-quality eternal ancient gold, and no force will take it out for trading. Even if Yi Tian was lucky and found 1 or 2 pieces of high-quality eternal gold, there was no way to exchange it for 10 times the amount. At this time, Yi Tian waved his hand, and pieces of high-grade eternal ancient gold floated above his palm. So much fine eternal gold. The Lord of Yuanji was shocked. He counted it, and there must be about 100 pieces of high-quality eternal gold. Although it is exchanged for medium eternal ancient gold, the resources that Yi Tian requires are still more valuable. However, the high-quality eternal ancient gold can be regarded as a priceless treasure, so naturally it cannot be counted in this way. But, he can't do this kind of thing. So, the Master of Yuanji said, "Master of Dongyuan, I need to report this matter, you wait here for a while." "It is good," Yi Tian agreed. "Then, he is here waiting for news." Time passed slowly. Not long after, the Lord of Yuanji returned. "Lord of Dongyuan, I agree with Yongye Pavilion. You wait here for a few days, and we can gather the resources and trade these high-quality eternal ancient gold with you," the Lord of Yuanji assured. "Okay," Yi Tian said with a smile. It seems that the attractiveness of high-quality eternal ancient gold is stronger than he imagined. The Lord of Yuanji had previously said that the Evernight Pavilion did not have so many material resources, but after taking out the first-class eternal gold, he immediately changed his words. Therefore, any shortage of stock is an excuse. If a sufficient temptation is given, any problem will no longer be a problem. Katakana middle dot for flowers. Some days later, Yongye Pavilion finally gathered the material resources and traded with Yi Tian. Yi Tian handed these high-grade eternal ancient gold to the Lord of Yuanji, and the Lord of Yuanji handed these resource materials to Yi Tian and completed the transaction with each other. Nailed it. Yi Tian left the Yongye Pavilion branch happily. And not long after Yi Tian left, the Lord of Yuanji took these high-quality eternal ancient gold into the depths of the branch, and met a deputy pavilion owner of the Yongye Pavilion, the Lord of Taoyong. The Master of Taoyong is the ancestor of the Origin Realm, and his strength is very powerful. "Taoyong Pavilion Master," the Lord of Yuanji respectfully said. "Where's the best eternal gold?" "The main road of Taoyong." At this time, the Lord of Yuanji took out the high-quality eternal ancient gold and handed it over to the Lord of Taoyong. "Yes, it is indeed the first-class eternal ancient gold. The Lord of Dongyuan is really a fool. No matter which force it is, they are collecting the first-class eternal ancient gold," the Lord of Taoyong said with a smile. The Master of Yuanji was curious. "Pavilion Master Taoyong, Master Dongyuan's cultivation is so low. Although he is a genius at the other side, his strength is not strong. Where did he get so much high-quality eternal ancient gold?" The Lord of Taoyong guessed. The Lord of Dongyuan has worshipped Junzu, and Junzu may really be able to get high-quality eternal ancient gold. It is possible that Junzu was too good to the Lord of Dongyuan, and will be the best. Eternal ancient gold was given to him, and let him build a special magic circle in the future to understand the rules of the source of the other side. It's a pity that the Lord of Winter Yuan is a prodigal, so he sold it to us Yongye Pavilion. It's really a loser. Approved by the Lord of Yuanji. At this time, the Master of Taoyong reminded, "Master of Yuanji, keep this matter a secret, lest the ancestor of Jun come to find fault in the future, and it will not be good at that time." "Yes," the Lord of Yuanji responded. Subsequently, he left here, and the other side. After Yi Tian collected enough material resources, he started to cultivate the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. This time, he has enough materials, 10 times as many materials as before. No matter how much he fails, there should be hope to become a golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. This time, we must practice to become the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. Yi Tian Taoist Corpse. Chapter 2594 Comprehend the Rules of Origin. As usual, Yi Tian used these material resources to assist in cultivating the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. Then, he failed again and again, and the cloned body was destroyed again and again, but he still insisted on persevering and persevering. Before you know it, long years have passed. 100 primordial era. 1,000 primordial eras. 3,000 primordial eras. Finally, when the 6,323rd primordial era passed, Yi Tian finally became. Boom, this replica body has become a golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. His fleshly body turned into a golden body on the other side. Originally, the place where he turned into a golden body on the other side has become more perfect now, and other bodies are also rapidly turning into a golden body on the other side, constantly absorbing all kinds of energy to speed up the process. Yi Tian is very clear that he only needs to practice slowly, his whole body can be transformed into the other side of the golden body, and 373 is the most perfect other side of the golden body, is the complete other side of the golden body, without any flaws. Endless energy poured in all around, and all kinds of resources were devoured by him. Endless resources and energy have all turned into nutrients for the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. And this kind of evolutionary transformation took 2 primordial era time, which made his body completely complete the golden body of the other side. The heart of the other side, the golden blood of the other side, the golden bones of the other side, plus the complete golden body of the other side, now my golden body of the other side is the most complete and perfect one. Yi Tian can feel the strength of this body, far beyond the past. Now, if he fights with the Lord of Tiandu again, if he cultivates at the same level, he will easily blow up the opponent directly. Next, he carefully studied the mystery of the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. Soon, he discovered that after the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang was cultivated, he still had a whole card. A place beyond eternity, an empty area. Yi Tian came here, ready to test this trump card. Boom, he mobilized the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang, and the golden rays of light with extreme sharpness, like substance, permeated all around. Xuanyang Jinmang, an unimaginable golden light pierced through the void of eternal beyond in an instant, shattering countless voids, and the long territory seemed to be directly penetrated by this blow. A terrifying blow. Yi Tian was shocked, but this move consumes a lot and will make the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang bleak. In order to test the limit of this trick, he purchased a special material the other side of immortal gold. This piece of indestructible gold is not big, just the size of a basketball. The reason why he bought this kind of material is because this kind of indestructible gold is so indestructible that even the genius of the other side who has undergone 8 bone transformations cannot destroy it. Although he is only a genius of the other side of the 7 bone transformation realm, he has practiced a complete golden body of the other side. If he uses the golden light of Xuanyang, he will see if there is any hope to penetrate the immortal gold of the other side. If he can do it, he now has the hope of defeating the other side level genius who has undergone 8 bone transformations. He put this piece of indestructible gold on the other side in the void, and then began to cast Xuanyang Jinmang. He burst out with all his strength and cast Xuanyang Sword Glow. Boom, the golden light of Xuanyang crossed the immortal gold on the other side. Next moment, the other side of the immortal gold turned into pieces of debris. Xuanyang Jinmang actually broke the indestructible gold of the other side, so that even if the 8-time bone transformation level genius of the other side casts the technique of the defense type other side's supernatural powers, he will be pierced by me with one blow, thus causing heavy damage. Yi Tian secretly said, today, Xuanyang Jinmang has become his strongest trump card. However, this kind of strongest whole card can only be used twice, and once it is used twice, the other side of the golden body will not be able to continue to be used, and it will take a long time to repair. But, he can duplicate his body again and again, and if several duplicate bodies are shot together, it is enough to easily kill a genius of the other side who has undergone 8 bone transformations. Now, his strength is strong, and his mood is naturally very good. In these years, he not only practiced the golden body on the other side of Xuanyang. He also found more high-quality eternal ancient gold in the ruins on the other side. Probably more than 6,000 pieces of high-quality eternal ancient gold. In the future, even if it is used to build a magic circle to understand the origin of the eternal land, it can be used 6 times. Yi Tian secretly said. He did not expose the more than 6,000 pieces of high-grade eternal ancient gold, but kept it on his body until he would use it in the future. On the other side of the ruins, there is a special void somewhere. Another copy of Yi Tian's body is still here to comprehend the original fragments of the other side of eternity. However, after his enlightenment again and again, the speed at which the source escapes is much faster. At this rate, this piece of debris won't last long. Regardless of the sky, he continued to enlighten. Now, he is close to comprehending the source rules. Hundreds of more ancient epochs passed. This day. Yi Tian's body was filled with the aura of origin rules, making the surrounding void tremble. Successfully comprehended the source rules. However, what he understood this time was only the ordinary source rules, not the other side source rules. If he is only an ancient genius, once his cultivation reaches the pinnacle of the 9-bone transformation realm, he can go to the origin realm. However, he is a genius of the other shore, so he must understand the rules of the source of the other shore before he can completely impact the origin. Certainly, he comprehended the source rules, which did not mean that it was useless. First of all, his strength has skyrocketed. If the attack power blesses the original rules, it will erupt into a terrifying combat power. And he can also create a source rule weapon. In the land of the other side of eternity, the value of the weapons of the source rule is higher than that of the gods on the other side. Strictly speaking, the source rule weapon is just an enhanced version of the high-level magic weapon. If you want to practice the source rule weapon, the prerequisite is to become a high-level other shore forge master, and then use the source rule to forge the high-level other side magical power. Once integrated into the 5.9 source rule, then the high-level other side magic weapon will also be transformed into a source rule weapon. Certainly, in order to be able to carry the power of the source, the required materials are naturally more advanced, otherwise the high-level gods on the other side will be shattered. Next, I'll buy some materials to create the source rule weapon. Once it's successfully built, I'm afraid that I can easily slaughter a genius of the other side who has undergone 8 bone transformations. Yi Tian said confidently. Ji Yu Hengshan will have some materials suitable for creating the source rule weapons, but if you want to collect them, you have to find Yangye Pavilion. There is no way, I have to go to Yangye Pavilion again and use some high-quality eternal ancient gold to buy a batch of materials. Yangye Pavilion is mainly business, and it will definitely do this business. Yi Tian thought to himself. Then, he once again sent the vest of the Lord of Winter origin to the Yangye Pavilion branch. Chapter 2595 successfully created a source rule weapon. Eternal Night Pavilion. When Yi Tian came to this branch, the Lord of Yuanji was very excited. Master of Dongyuan, do you still have to buy those materials? This time, another batch of goods has arrived. The Lord of Yuanji said. Yi Tian shook his head quickly. Master of Yuanji, I am not buying those materials this time, but changing a batch of materials. 1. Then, he said the materials he needed. These materials are used by him to create the source rule weapons, so the grades are higher and the value is greater. The Master of Yuanji was a little surprised when he heard the materials Yi Tian needed. Lord of Dongyuan, almost all the materials you need are used to create the legendary origin rule weapons. Could it be that you want to craft origin rule weapons? No, it should be your master who wants to help you build the source rule weapon, but it seems a little too early. The Lord of Yuanji was surprised. The source rule weapon is indeed very powerful, but if you don't master the source rule, you can't exert the power of the source rule weapon. Master of Yuanji, you can decide whether to sell it or not. If you are willing to sell it, I will still exchange it with high-quality eternal ancient gold. When Yi Tian mentioned the exchange of high-quality eternal ancient gold, the Lord of Yuanji was instantly overjoyed and hurriedly agreed. Although those materials are very precious, they are not as rare as high-quality eternal gold. So, this kind of business must be done. Soon, Yi Tian used some high-quality eternal ancient gold to buy some materials for refining the source rule weapons, and then left the Yangye Pavilion. Subsequently, he transferred these materials to the real replica body. Next, start to build the source rule weapon. With so many materials, there should be hope to successfully create a source rule weapon. Yi Tian thought to himself. After all, the difficulty of creating a source rule weapon is similar to that of creating a high-level magic weapon, at most a little bit more difficult. And after all, he has experience in building high-level magic weapons, and now the success rate will definitely be higher. Next, a copy of his body is devoted to creating the source rule weapon. What he built was a long gun. Yi Tian used a trace of source rules to integrate into various materials, and then built it according to the method of high-level divine weapons. But, the first time he built it, he still failed, wasting a lot of materials. But he didn't care, and continued to build. Build again and again, fail again and again. But on the 11th time, he was very lucky and succeeded in creating a success. Boom! The source rule weapon. The long spear exudes the weapon of the source rule of the eternal beyond land, and with a single stab, it directly pierces the time and space of the eternal beyond land. Subsequently, he took this long spear and tried to attack, and the power really increased sharply. Very good, this source rule weapon has improved my strength a lot. Yi Tian put away this source rule weapon. Other shore ruins. Yi Tian's cloned body is still in that special void to comprehend the original fragment. Since he himself comprehends the source rules, this source fragment is not complicated for him. He continued to comprehend and learned more and more about the rules of origin. However, the origin contained in this fragment itself is very limited, so it is impossible for him to comprehend too many things. This day, this original fragment is about to be completely shattered. Yi Tian wanted to stop it, but couldn't stop it. Click. The source fragment has completely turned into nothingness, and this void is about to collapse. Wow! Yi Tian rushed out from here. Afterwards, his duplicate body also searched for the finest eternal ancient gold in the ruins on the other side. For him, he naturally wouldn't think too much of such a good thing as high-quality eternal ancient gold. The top of blood teeth. A vortex suddenly appeared in the area of eternal beyond, which was not too far from here. Gradually, the whirlpool became bigger and bigger. And in the whirlpool, a virtual shadow of a world also emerged. Swish! One by one, the 9 bone transformations from the top of the blood tooth came here to investigate the situation here. This is the birth of a new world. A 9 times bone transition opened the mouth and said. It was common for them to conceive of new worlds from beyond eternity, so they were not too surprised. However, as time went by, the personal aura of this world became more and more terrifying. After a long time, the personal aura of this world stabilized. The personal aura of this world has reached the 8th level. A group of bone changes at the top of the blood tooth were shocked. The 8th level personality world, this is very high, it belongs to the kind of personality world that is very rare, and the resources that the newly born 8th level personality world breeds are also very precious, and maybe there will be good things. So, they immediately notified the leader of the Bloodfang Peak, the Lord of Bloodfang. The Lord of Bloodfang is the only origin realm on the peak of Bloodfang, and his strength is quite good. Click. The Lord of Bloodfang came to tear the void, stared at this new world, and then began to deduce. This world is very extraordinary. You all block the news for me and are not allowed to leak it. No ancestors are allowed to approach here, even the ancestors of Guang Mountain are not allowed to approach. The Lord of Bloodfang ordered. Yes, a group of bone changes responded. In this way, the years passed, and the world of this new 8th level personality slowly grew and nurtured. At most 1,000 primordial eras, this world will be completely conceived. At the beginning, Ji Yu Hengshan really doesn't know the situation in this world, but the top of the blood tooth has such strict control over this place, which naturally attracted Ji Yu Hengshan's attention. In addition, there is hatred between Ji Yu Heng Mountain and the top of Blood Fang, so there is Ji Yu Heng Mountain's bone transformation realm secretly sneaking here and exploring the real situation. Ancient Hengshan, several deputy mountain masters are discussing the matter of the 8th level personal world. A world of 8th level personalities was born near the top of the blood tooth. It seems to be very extraordinary. What are your thoughts? The top of the blood tooth is nothing, but behind the top of the blood tooth is the Ice Beast Palace in the Ice Extreme realm. The strength of the Ice Beast Palace is no less than ours. If it is for an 8th level world, is it worth fighting the Ice Beast Palace? The 8th level world has not yet been fully conceived, so we cannot know the value of that world. When that world is conceived, we will deduce its value and decide whether to snatch it. Well, then wait slowly, once the value is huge, then you're welcome. Then it's decided. Subsequently, they just waited quietly. Finally, on this day, the world of the 8th level personality was completely conceived. Chapter 2596 Take action, kill 9 bone changes in seconds. After this 8th level personality world was conceived, Ji Yu Hengshan immediately deduced the situation of this 8th level personality world. And the top of the blood tooth is also the first time to explore this 8th level personality world. Certainly, the Lord of Bloodfang didn't take it too seriously at first, so he didn't notify the Ice Beast Palace. He just stared at Ji Yu Heng Mountain to prevent the origin of Ji Yu Heng Mountain from approaching. And a group of bone metamorphosis sneaked into the 8th level personality world. According to their detection, the origin realm cannot enter that world, but the bone transformation realm can enter. Inside the 8th level personal world, A group of bone transfiguration came in, and then began to look for resources here. This world is very large, with many territories, and the suppression of them is also very large. Fearing danger, they searched very carefully. Fortunately, no danger was found. One of the 9 bone transformations was named Lord Tanshan, and he was also one of the people who searched for resources. He searched, and suddenly sensed a familiar breath. This is, quote, he dug out a stone from the depths of a piece of earth. The source stone of the other shore. Seeing this piece of the other side of the source stone, his face was shocked. Then, he kept digging this area, and soon he dug out one after another source stone. In the end, he dug out about 30 pieces of the source stone from the other side. Then, he immediately contacted other bone transformations and learned that there were also several bone transformations who had also found the originium on the other side. Although there were not many, they had only come in not long ago. This world is not ordinary. The Lord of Tanshan immediately went out of this world and went to find the Lord of Bloodfang. Master Tanshan, aren't you in that world? Why did you come out so quickly? Asked the Lord of Bloodfang. Master Tanshan immediately took out those other side origin stones. Boss, we have only found so many other side origin stones not long after we entered that world. If I hadn't guessed wrong, that world might have bred a lot of them. The other side of the origin stone. The other side of the origin stone is very valuable, and many big forces are buying it. We have made a fortune this time. You sure? Asked the Lord of Bloodfang. Sure. Lord Tanshan nodded. At this time, the Lord of Bloodfang was also very excited. He did not intend to inform the Ice Beast Palace, otherwise, if the Ice Beast Palace took over, he would not be able to get much benefit. Send all the bone transformation realm at the top of our blood tooth, and dig out the source stone on the other side as soon as possible. The Lord of Bloodfang said excitedly. Ancient Hengshan. The Lord of Long Zero and several other deputy mountain masters are deducing. That world is extraordinary, and it definitely gives birth to good things. The Lord of Dragon Zero. At this moment, a bone transformation realm at the top of the blood tooth sent a message to Jiyu Hengshan. This bone transformation realm is Jiyu Hengshan's undercover, and his status is not high. But this time, the top of the blood tooth sent the bone transformation realm into the 8th level personality world, so the other party learned the specific news. It is indeed as we deduced that the 8th level personality world has produced good things. It is the source stone of the other side, and the number is estimated to be quite large. The Lord of Dragon Zero has plans to do it. A large number of origin stones on the other side are qualified to let us start. As for the war, let's fight, this time directly destroy the top of the blood tooth. If the Ice Beast Palace dares to manage, then start the war. A deputy mountain master suggested. Well, talk to the mountain master. Subsequently, they contacted the mountain owner and got a positive answer. Therefore, several mountain masters of the origin realm prepared to go over, trap the Lord of Bloodfang first, and it is best to kill the Lord of Bloodfang. And the lords of Jiyu Hengshan also received orders to take action at any time. At this time, Yi Tian naturally also got the news. Jiyu Hengshan is going to take action on the top of the blood tooth. Why is this? Yi Tian has some doubts. But since it was the order of the deputy mountain masters of Jiyu Heng Mountain, he naturally had to obey. Then, he summoned those envoys and inspectors under his command, ready to invade Bloodfang Peak at any time. It must be a battle. Near the 8th level personal world. The Lord of Bloodfang is watching nearby. Sudden. His face changed. Several deputy mountain masters of Guang Mountain. He did find the other party's breath, but it was too late to stop it. Boom, the Lord of Eternal Zero, they come. And 5 Origins realm came at one time. He knew that this 8th level personality world must have been exposed, causing the invasion of Guang Mountain. He instantly asked the Ice Beast Palace for help. Even if he wanted to monopolize this 8-pole world, he obviously couldn't occupy it now and could only share it with the Ice Beast Palace. Otherwise, if the Ice Beast Palace does not support him, he will fall. The realm of ice. In a time and space that was frozen by ice, palaces were suspended there. This is the Ice Beast Palace. 04. A huge human-shaped ice beast came out of the palaces. Bloodfang asked for help, Jiyu Hengshan invaded, and it seems to be related to a world. That world has a lot of other side origin stones. It can make Jiyu Hengshan heartbeat, and he will invade the Bloodfang Peak at all costs. There must be a lot of originium on the other side of the world, so go to support immediately. 1. Shish. These ice beasts of the origin realm ripped apart the void and quickly rushed to the top of the blood tooth. At the same time, a large number of venerable masters of Jiyu Hengshan received orders to immediately invade the top of the Bloody Tooth and enter that world to slaughter the bone transformations on the top of the Bloody Tooth. After Yi Tian got the news, he came over immediately. Soon, the fight has begun! Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. A Zun Zun was killed by Yi Tian. Compared with Jiyu Hengshan, the top of the Blood Tooth is really nothing, not an opponent at all. Unexpected. A 9-bone transformation realm stopped Yi Tian, but this was just an ordinary 9th bone transformation realm breaking level genius. The other party saw that Yi Tian had only undergone 7 bone transformations, and he knew that he was a genius of the other side, but he did not think that Yi Tian was so powerful, so he dared to do it. After all, ordinary other level geniuses can only deal with world-breaking level geniuses by 2 levels. The other side level genius of the 7 bone transitions is equivalent to the world-breaking genius of the 9 bone transitions Hao Jiao Hao. However, he underestimated Yi Tian and overestimated himself. Xuanyang Jinmang, puff, Zhanmeng runs through this world-breaking genius who has undergone 9 bone transformations. In an instant, the opponent's body began to crumble. Impossible. The other party's face was full of disbelief, and he didn't believe that he would be instantly killed by Yi Tian. Click light. This 9-time bone transformation realm-breaking world-class genius completely fell and died. And those envoys and inspectors under Yi Tian were stunned. They were the world-breaking geniuses of the 9-bone transformation realm, and they were instantly killed by their lord. They all know that they respect the subject genius, but their cultivation is not high. How can they have such terrifying strength? Your Majesty is invincible. The Lord is invincible. The Lord is invincible. A high-ranking envoy and inspector complimented him. Go with me to enter that 8th level world, this is the most important task. Yi Tian ordered. Chapter 2597 Showing Strength, the Shock of the Lord of Zunshan. Soon, Yi Tian brought this group of envoys and inspectors into the 8th level personal world. They need to kill all the bone transformation realm on the top of the Blood Tooth, completely occupy this world, and then look for the source stone on the other side. Of course, he was not the only venerable Lord Jiyu Hengshan who entered here, other venerable lords also came in. Jiyu Hengshan went all out, and the bloody peak of the mirror can't compete. At this moment, the bone transformation realm at the top of the Blood Tooth all knew that something was wrong, and they hid one by one, not daring to fight against the bone transformation realm of Jiyu Hengshan. Here hides a bone transformation realm at the top of the Blood Tooth. Yi Tian slashed away without saying a word. Boom. A void collapsed in front, and a figure was forced to appear. Respected Lord, he is the immemorial genius of the 9 bone transformations at the top of the Blood Tooth, the Lord of Shushan. An envoy reminded, the immemorial genius of the 9 bone transformation realm is indeed very powerful. But Yi Tian was not afraid at all. The Lord of Shushan didn't want to fight Yi Tian, he just wanted to run away. But Yi Tian naturally wouldn't let him escape. The other side of the virtual realm. When this supernatural power technique is displayed, it immediately blocks this area and suppresses the opponent's strength. At this time, the Lord of Shushan couldn't break through time and space to leave, and the speed was greatly reduced, and he couldn't escape at all. The Lord of Shushan also knew this, so he was not ready to escape. 373. Lord of the Endless, you are really courting death, and you dare to stop me after only 7 bone transitions. He has changed his mind now. He was going to capture Yi Tian, use Yi Tian to threaten Jiyu Hengshan, and act as a hostage to ensure his own safety. Once the Ice Beast Palace intervenes, he can only hope to survive. However, he was quickly stunned. I saw Yi Tian took out the Source Rule weapon Long Spear, and used the golden light of the other side to attack the Lord of Shushan. And the Lord of Shushan also performed ancient techniques. Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. Yi Tian and the Lord of Shushan were both sent flying out. At this time, the impact force was offset by Yi Tian's golden body on the other side. Otherwise, such an impact would be enough to make him hit hard. Then, he killed the Lord of Shushan again, and the golden body on the other side completely burst out. This moment, the Lord of Shushan was really dumbfounded. The other side of the golden body is full body. Also have a Source Rule weapon. He is very clear, Yi Tian can exert the formidable power of the Source Rule weapon, must comprehend the Source Rule. What's even more terrifying is that the whole body has completed the golden body of the other side, and it is even perfect. This is too terrifying. Except for the Lord of Chaos, he has never heard of anyone who has achieved the golden body on the other side of the body. However, he still underestimated Yi Tian. Yi Tian is not only the body of the other side of the golden body, but also achieved the golden body of the other side with the complete method of the other side of the golden body, which is extremely perfect and has no flaws. And the golden body of the Lord of Chaos on the other side is still a bit flawed. Boom! Yi Tian and the Lord of Shushan kept fighting, and gradually suppressed the Lord of Shushan. The key point is that the injury caused by the other side's supernatural powers to the Lord of Shushan is difficult to recover, while the injury caused by the Lord of Shushan to Yi Tian is easy to recover. After a long time, Yi Tian didn't have any injuries, but the Lord of Shushan couldn't take it anymore. At this time, the Lord of Mount Sunda came with a group of envoys and inspectors. Seeing this, the Lord of Shushan showed despair. "I surrender," the Lord of Shushan said quickly. However, the Lord of Zunshan said, "The Lord of the Mountain has given an order, do not accept surrender, kill." Immediately, the Lord of Zunshan also joined the battle, besieging the Lord of Shushan together with Yi Tian. Soon, the Lord of Shushan couldn't hold it anymore, and his body was pierced again and again. In the end, Shan Zishan's source gauge weapon exploded his body and fell to his death. Seeing that the Lord of Shushan had fallen, they scraped it and found some source stones from the other side. "Lord of Endless, your strength has improved so fast, and now you can even match the ancient genius of the 9-bone transformation realm," the Lord of Sunda Mountain exclaimed. Back then, when he saw Yi Tian for the first time, Yi Tian was still very weak. In his eyes, he was just a CJFJ ant. Although he was a genius, he still didn't appear to be a monster. Later, Yi Tian became a genius on the other side, which really shocked him for a long time. But now, this is not something that other level geniuses can do. The whole body was transformed into a golden body on the other side, and he also comprehended the rules of origin. Although it was an ordinary rule of origin, it was enough to shock him. With Yi Tian's current strength, even an ordinary other level genius at the same level would be instantly killed by Yi Tian. Such other side level geniuses have already surpassed the category of top level other side level geniuses, and the future potential is too terrifying. If it becomes the origin realm, it will directly surpass all the origin realm of ancient Hang Mountain in the future. Thigh. At this moment, the Lord of Mount Shuan is very clear that he will have to hold Yi Tian's thigh in the future. This thigh is even thicker than the thighs of other Guang Mountain deputy mountain masters. Maybe, whether he can become the origin realm in the future will have to rely on Yi Tian. Lord of Zunshan, let's continue to search for the bone transformation realm at the top of the blood tooth, Yi Tian said. The Lord of Zunshan clasped his fists. Okay. Immediately, they separated and continued to search for the bone transformation realm at the top of the blood fang. Gradually, there were fewer and fewer bone transitions in this world, and they were all killed. Outside the 8th level personal world, the Lord of Blood Fang was still under siege, and he was seriously injured at this moment. The armor of a source rule weapon on his body was already damaged, and the short blade of a source rule weapon that was injured was also broken. Not only that, but there were wounds all over his body, and blood kept coming out. Sudden, another origin realm from ancient Hengshan arrived and joined the siege. Seeing this, the Lord of Blood Fang was extremely desperate. He knew very well that even if the Ice Beast Palace came, it would take time. And he couldn't take it anymore. "Everyone, let me go, I don't want anything," shouted the Lord of Blood Fang. However, the Lord of Eternal Zero and the others ignored the Lord of Blood Fang and continued to attack. Puff puff. One by one source rule weapons penetrated the flesh of the Lord of Blood Fang. His injuries are getting worse. In a short time, he was seriously injured and dying. Last blow. A spear nailed the Blood Fang Lord into the void, taking away his last bit of vitality. So far, the Lord of Blood Fang, the ancestor of the origin realm, fell here. And not long after the fall of the Lord of Blood Fang, those origin realms of the Ice Beast Palace arrived. Boom. This piece of void in the land of the other side of eternity was directly frozen. A origin Ice Beast arrived here and confronted the origin deputy mountain masters of ancient Hang Mountain. Chapter 2598 The Other Side of the Source Stone Mother. Ice Beast Palace, what are you doing here? The Lord of Eternal Zero questioned. This is the site of the top of the blood tooth, and the top of the blood tooth is loyal to our Ice Beast Palace. A origin realm Ice Beast said coldly. Ha ha ha, Lord of Frozen Cloud, you said that the top of the blood tooth is a subordinate force of your Ice Beast Palace. I also said that not long ago, the top of the blood tooth took refuge in our ancient Hengshan, and now it belongs to us. And here is the Blood Yan. The realm, you are still the realm of extreme ice, get out. The Lord of Eternal Zero, they are not polite at all. And these origin realms of the Ice Beast Palace contacted the Lord of Blood Fang, but they couldn't get in touch, so they knew that the Lord of Blood Fang should have fallen, and they were one step late. This makes them very angry. Although the Lord of Blood Fang is not a member of their Ice Beast Palace, he is also a subordinate force and a chess piece that restricts Jiyu Hengshan. Now that this chess piece is gone, it is also a huge loss for them. Soon, the Ice Beast Palace locked the position of the 8th level personal world. Found it. These origin stage ice beasts did not pay any attention to the origin stage of ancient Heng Mountain at all, and came here directly. However, they couldn't get in. Wait for the arrival of the large army of our Ice Beast Palace, and then let those bone transformation beasts enter. They planned so. And the Lord of Eternal Zero, they don't want to fight with the ice beasts of the original realm, they just want the bone transformation realm of Jiyu Hengshan to scrape the origin stone from the other side of the world first. If there are really many originiums on the other side of the world, enough for them to fully develop, then they will do this. At this time, Yi Tian and the others are no longer chasing the bone transformation realm at the top of the blood tooth, but here they start looking for the other shore originium, as many other shores as they can find. Unfortunately, with a group of bone transformation realm, there are many bone transformation realm in this world. If I was alone, I could copy the bone origin beast and find the bone origin beast very easily. Yi Tian thought. Time passed slowly. Yi Tian gradually found some other side origin stones. I have to say that there are many originium stones on the other side of the world, which is a bit abnormal. And every time you find some other side source stones, you have to report the number. Therefore, the Lords of Eternal Zero of Ancient Hengshan can always know how many other origin stones their lords have found. The number of originium on the other side has exceeded 10,000. The Lord of Eternal Zero and the others looked at each other and felt that this was too abnormal. Now that more than 10,000 other side source stones have been found, the number of other side source stones in this world is definitely more than 100,000. Before, they guessed that the number of other side origin stones was large, probably more than 100,000, but they really found so many other side origin stones, and they couldn't help but be shocked. It is not normal for a newborn 8th level world to give birth to so many other side originiums. If there is a reason, there is only one possibility: this world is not an ordinary 8th level world, it definitely gave birth to AA substance. The Lord of Eternal Zero speaks to the other deputy mountain masters. That is the source stone mother of the other shore. The other deputy mountain masters also nodded slightly. At the beginning, they guessed that this world might give birth to the originium mother of the other shore, and this would really invade the top of the blood tooth. Once the other side source stone mother appears in a certain place, it is possible to give birth to a lot of other side source stones. The originium of the other shore can allow the genius of the other shore to quickly temper the boundless bones and quickly improve their cultivation. The other side originium mother's role is even greater. It can not only allow the other side level geniuses to temper the boundless bones, but if they are cultivated well, they can create a treasure land by themselves, and continuously give birth to the other side's originium. That is to say, with a piece of originium from the other side, there will be no shortage of originium from the other side in the future. Certainly, it takes a long time to nurture the source stone of the other side, and a genius of the other side can't wait, but a force like Jiyu Hengshan can definitely wait. Even if it is sold out, it is an unimaginable wealth. The value of a piece of the other side of the source stone mother, if calculated from the high-grade eternal ancient gold, is enough to be equivalent to 100,000 high-grade eternal ancient gold. The key is that in such a special world, there may be more than one other side originium mother born out of this special world. Jiyu Hengshan is naturally unwilling to give up such huge wealth, nor does he want the Ice Beast Palace to take advantage. Let all the ancestors of the entire Guang Mountain above the 7 bone transitions enter this 8th level world, and find the source stone mother on the other side as soon as possible. Don't give the Ice Beast Palace any chance. Their bone transformation ice beasts will once enter, let some bone transfiguration hold them, and prevent them from going to the other side of the source stone mother. For flowers, the Lord of Eternal Zero, they issued an order. Compared with the Ice Beast Palace, Guang Mountain is closer to here. And the bone transformation realm brought by the Ice Beast Palace is definitely not much, definitely not comparable to Jiyuheng Mountain. This is the advantage of Guangshan. Looking for the other side of the source stone mother. 1. Yi Tian received the news and was a little shocked by this mission order. Is there a origin stone mother in this world? He didn't have time to think, and immediately went to find the source stone mother on the other side. According to the information given by Jiyu Hengshan, the mother of the other side of the source stone is hidden deeply, and even gave birth to consciousness, and will know how to cover up the breath of the other side of the source stone, disguised as an ordinary other side of the source stone. But the other side source stone mother also has a way to recognize it, that is, if you hold it in your hand, if you probe it, you will sense the aura inside it that far surpasses other side source stones. Thus, every bone transformation realm finds the source stone on the other side, and has to spy carefully. And not long after, a large number of bone transformation realm from the Ice Beast Palace arrived here. The origin realm of Jiyu Hengshan tried to stop it, but it was stopped by the origin realm of the Ice Beast Palace. There was a brief fight between the two sides, and those bone transformation beasts successfully entered this 8th level personality world. The 8th level personal world. A bone transfiguration of Jiyu Hengshan fought with this group of ice beasts, while the other bone transfigurations were still looking for the original mother on the other side. Time passed so slowly, whether it is ancient Hang Mountain or the Ice Beast Palace, all have fallen to the bone transformation realm. But for the sake of the other side source stone mother and a large number of other side source stones this time, neither side will give up. As for these bone transformations, if they die, they will die, and they will not affect the foundation of both parties. This day, when Yi Tian was looking for the origin stone mother on the other side, he was stared at by several world-breaking geniuses from an Ice Beast Palace who had undergone 9 bone transformations. Ha ha ha, the team that killed Jiyu Hengshan is so weak. These 9-time bone transformation realm-breaking level geniuses killed them. And the group of envoys and inspectors behind Yi Tian gloated over the misfortune, thinking that the bone transformation of these Ice Beast Palaces was about to die. Boom, Yi Tian shot. In a short period of time, these corpses were killed. Chapter 2599 found the source stone mother on the other side. Before dying, these world-breaking geniuses who had undergone 9 bone transformations could not have imagined that they would die at the hands of Yi Tian who had undergone 7 bone transformations. If they knew that Yi Tian was such an evildoer, how could they dare to provoke them, and they would definitely choose to run away. As time flows, Jiyu Hengshan's bone transformation and the ice beasts of the Ice Beast Palace fought frequently, and both sides suffered losses. But there are more Guang Mountain bone transformations here, and most of them are ice beasts besieging the Ice Beast Palace. Therefore, the loss of the Ice Beast Palace was even more tragic. And Yi Tian's subordinates also lost several inspectors. When they were looking for the source stone on the other side, the bone transformation realm ice beast of the Ice Beast Palace suddenly attacked, and he didn't have time to rescue them. After all, in order to find the source stone on the other side of an area, it must be separated by a distance, and it is impossible to stay together. But relatively speaking, the loss under Yi Tian's command was very small. This 373 day, Yi Tian found dozens of other originium stones. He checked these other side originium stones one by one. Sudden, one of the other side originium contains terrifying energy. Moreover, this origin stone on the other side seemed to sense danger, and even wanted to escape. Make it for me, void confinement. Yi Tian grabbed it with one hand, making it impossible to escape. Now, he has already affirmed the identity of this other side source stone, it must be the other side source stone mother. I didn't expect that I found the source stone mother on the other side. Yi Tian was surprised. This time, he didn't use the other side source beast to duplicate the body, he searched slowly by himself, and his luck was really against the sky, and he found the other side source stone mother. Certainly, this other side source stone mother will definitely be given to Jiyu Hengshan, but he will definitely get a lot of other side source stone rewards. The key is that Jiyu Hengshan is only 2 other level geniuses, he and the master of ancient virtual, so he can definitely exchange a lot of other side source stones. He immediately contacted the Lord of Eternal Zero of Guang Mountain. The Lord of Eternal Zero asked him to immediately come out of this 8th level personal world and bring him back to ancient Hang Mountain from this origin stone mother on the other side. Then, Yi Tian handed over the envoys and inspectors under his command to another lord, and immediately came out of this world. Subsequently, he immediately used the supernatural power of the other side of the hole to escape, and quickly returned to the ancient Hang Mountain. However, he had just escaped, and a giant hand came across the void, as if ignoring the distance, pulling away the void where he was. At this time, click, a finger from the void shattered the beast. Lord of the Ice Soul, your dignified origin heavenly ancestor has gone too far with the 7 bone transformations. The Lord of Eternal Zero said coldly. None of them are here, they are just fighting each other over a long distance. 7 bone transformations, hee, this is your Guang Mountain's 7 bone transformations genius, killing him is enough to make you feel bad. You dare to fight with our Ice Beast Palace, I will kill you. A genius of the other side, isn't it normal? This little guy came out of this 8th level world in a hurry, and is in a hurry to return to Guang Mountain. Didn't he discover the Source Stone Mother on the other side? The Lord of Ice Soul was just guessing at random. However, this is the truth. Boom! The Lord of Eternal Zero fought in the air and intercepted the Lord of Ice Soul, while Yi Tian continued to shuttle back to Guang Mountain. Along the way, he was not intercepted again, so he found the shuttle to Guang Mountain very smoothly. After a while, he successfully reached Guang Mountain. Subsequently, he handed the other side Origin Stone Mother to the other deputy mountain masters stationed in Guang Mountain. Immediately afterwards, he returned to the 8th level world. In the following days, he continued to search for the source stone of the other side in the 8th level world, and if he found other resources, he would take it away. As the losses of Guang Mountain and the Ice Beast Palace increased, the two sides also fought a real fire, and even the ancestors of the Origin realm began to fight desperately. This day, a deputy mountain owner of Guang Mountain was severely injured and almost fell. He fled in time and returned to Guang Mountain for repair. In the Ice Beast Palace, there was also a Origin Realm Ice Beast who was severely injured and had no choice but to retreat. For a long time, almost none of the Origin Realm is still intact, and the Bone Transformation Realm on both sides has suffered heavy losses. Finally, under the adjustment of other forces, they sat down and talked. And the adjusted forces have also gained a little benefit, such as being able to send the Bone Transformation Realm into this 8th level personality world to find resources and so on. Finally, the adjustment is complete. Ji Yu Hengshan and the Ice Beast Palace can no longer continue to fight, and can send a certain number of Bone Transformation Realm into this world to find resources. Whoever finds it is whoever finds it, and once it comes out, it is not allowed to do it. But obviously, hands-on is allowed within this world. And other forces also have a small amount of Bone Transformation Realm to enter, and everyone develops this 8th level world together. And just like that, the war ended. This day, Yi Tian came out of this 8th level world and returned to ancient Heng Mountain. The first time, he came to see the Lord of Eternal Zero. When Yi Tian saw the Lord of Eternal Zero, the other party's face was pale, his breath was weak, he couldn't even control his breath, and his injuries were obviously not serious. But at this moment, Ji Yu Hengshan has a lot of things to deal with, so he has no time to heal his wounds, and he has to help with some affairs. Lord of Eternal Zero, are you okay? Yi Tian said. It's okay, it's just a little injury. The Lord of Eternal Zero waved his hand and said, the Lord of Endless, you have done a great job this time. You found a piece of the other side of the Source Stone Mother, and there are many other side of the Source Stone. This time, Ji Yu Hengshan decided to directly let you advance to the 5th level Lord. Thank you, Lord of Eternal Zero. Yi Tian is grateful. In addition to being promoted to the Steepless Lord, he also received a lot of contribution points and rewards. Sudden, the Lord of Eternal Zero asked, the Lord of Endless, you have shown the strength of the ancient genius in the 8th level world, how did you do it? Yi Tian knew that he was going all out, so he couldn't keep it a secret, but he didn't care about that. Therefore, he directly said frankly, Lord of Eternal Zero, I have already completed the transformation of the golden body of the other side of my entire body, and I have also understood the rules of the source and refined the weapons of the source rules, so I have such strength. Really, the Lord of Eternal Zero knew this information, but Yi Tian himself admitted that he was still very shocked. The body is completely transformed into a golden body on the other side, comprehends the rules of the source, and refines the weapons of the source rules. Either way, it's amazing. Among them, the most enchanting is the body completely transformed into the golden body of the other shore. How did Yi Tian do it? It is said that the golden body of the other shore has become more than 70%, and the difficulty will become more and more terrifying. However, Yi Tian did not complete the golden body transformation of the other shore little by little at all, but directly cultivated the golden body of the other shore of Xuanyang, and completed the golden body transformation of the other shore in one breath, so there was no such problem. Chapter 2600 Meet the Lord of Yuandu again. Now, the Lord of Eternal Zero doesn't know how to evaluate Yi Tian anymore. He has never seen such an enchanting existence, and perhaps the former Lord of Chaos is also such a monster, but he has never seen the growth experience of the Lord of Chaos. Compared to Yi Tian, Ji Yu Heng Mountain's other side level genius, the Lord of Ancient Void, is simply an ordinary genius, completely incomparable. Lord of Eternal Zero, the 8th level world, do you still need us to enter? Yi Tian asked. For the time being, you don't have to go in. There are not many other side originium there, and it is difficult to continue to find it. Moreover, the two sides have limited the number of bone transformations that can enter the 8th level personality world, which is to prevent the battle from escalating. Therefore, you temporarily cultivation at Guang Mountain, said the Lord of Eternal Zero. Yi Tian nodded. Subsequently, he stayed in Guang Mountain to practice. This time, he got some other side origin stones, and exchanged a batch of other side origin stones with his contribution value. The other side origin stone obtained this time should allow me to break through to the 8-bone transformation realm. Yi Tian secretly said. In the next 29 years, he will try his best to temper his golden bones on the other side. Pieces of the source stone of the other side were consumed, and each of his golden bones was quickly tempered, so that the golden bones of the other side completed 8-bone transformations. Somewhere in the ancient Hengshan treasure, the Lord of Guang, the Lord of Eternal Zero, and some other origin heavenly ancestors are all here. Let's transform this place into a place where the origin stone of the other side is nurtured. The Lord of Ji Yu Heng suggested. The other deputy mountain masters of the origin realm naturally had no opinion and agreed. Subsequently, they took out 2 pieces of other side source stone mother, as well as some high-quality other side ancient gold and other various resources. Immediately afterwards, they arranged a large formation, and then put these things into it. After running the large formation, the energy of the originium on the other side spread out, transforming this precious place. It's done. After a long period of time, this place will become a brand new treasure land of the other side of the source stone. In the future, there will be no shortage of the other side of the source stone. If you count it for a long time, this is an unimaginable wealth. Ji Yu Hengji the Lord smiled. For them, the ancestors of the origin realm, time is the most useless thing. If you rely on time, you can get a lot of origin stones from the other side, which is enough to greatly expand the ancient Heng Mountain. After the origin stone treasure place on the other side was arranged, they all left one by one. Those who were injured went to heal, while the other uninjured origin realm heavenly ancestors continued to stare at the Ice Beast Palace to prevent the Ice Beast Palace from doing things. Years go by. Long years have passed, and Yi Tian's other shore origin stones have been used up one after another, allowing him to complete 8-bone transformations one by one. Finally, after tens of thousands of primordial era, he succeeded in completing 8-bone transformations for almost all of the other side's golden bones, leaving only the last bottleneck to complete the breakthrough. Then, he began to create a new top-notch supernatural power technique. This is naturally not too difficult for him. After a period of time, he successfully created a top-notch supernatural power technique, and integrated this supernatural power technique into his body, making the power of the supernatural power grow stronger. Afterwards, he easily broke the bottleneck and became a genius at the other side of the 8-bone transformation realm. Breakthrough, with my current strength, it is no less than the other side level genius of the 9-bone transformation realm. Yi Tian said excitedly. Certainly, even so, he still can't beat a weaker origin realm heavenly ancestor. First of all, being able to become the ancestor of the origin realm is almost not weak, and the worst is an immemorial genius. Moreover, they all comprehend the source rules, master the source rules weapons, and the strength of the flesh is not comparable to the bone transformation realm. Thus, compared with the weakest origin realm heavenly ancestor, the other 9-bone transformation realm beyond great geniuses couldn't even save their lives. If I break through to the 9-bone transformation realm, I may have hope to compete with an ordinary origin lower realm heavenly ancestor. Yi Tian thought to himself. But whether it can be done or not is hard to say. After breaking through the cultivation base, he spent some time stabilizing his realm and completely controlled his physical power before he left the gate. This day, Ji Yu Hengshan asked him to go to a force and discuss the acceptance of this force as a subsidiary force. There are many affiliated forces in Guangshan, and there are also many forces who have always wanted to take refuge in Guangshan. However, if you want to take refuge in Ji Yu Heng Mountain, you must be qualified, and Ji Yu Heng Mountain does not need any power. After all, there are too many affiliated forces, which is not a good thing. Some affiliated forces not only can't help Ji Yu Hengshan, but are a drag on them, and even provoke strong enemies to Ji Yu Hengshan. Therefore, the affiliated forces should be refined, not too many. Inspecting whether a faction is qualified to be the subsidiary strength of Ji Yu Heng Mountain, Yi Tian is the first time to do such a task. But this task, only the honored lord is qualified to do it, and the strength and status of other honored envoys and inspectors are not enough. Zong. This is a force, developed from a certain personality world, and now in the realm of blood and flames, it is also one of the middle powers, with 8 bone transitions, no immutability, and 6 bone transitions. The number of bone transformations in the entire sect is as many as hundreds of thousands. For some small forces, such a sect is undoubtedly a giant-like existence. But in the face of Jiyu Hengshan, Zong is too weak, completely incomparable. This time, Zong had offended a powerful force, and he couldn't afford to offend him, so he thought of taking refuge in the nearest Guang mountain. Once they succeed in taking refuge, their crisis will no longer exist. Now, inside the sect, the suzerain of the Xuanling sect, the Lord of the Dust Spirit, told a high-level executive, 373 inches wait for an esteemed lord of the ancient Hengshan mountain to come. You must be more respectful, do not disobey the order of the venerable lord of the ancient Hengshan mountain, and you must send our Xuanlingzong. The background of the show is revealed. This time, we must join Guang mountain, understand? Sect master, we understand. Many senior officials responded. Boom, void cracked. Yi Tian came to the Xuanling sect with one by one envoys. At this time, the sect master of the Xuanling sect brought a group of high-level officials and countless disciples and said, "Meet the venerable master Jiyu Hengshan." Yi Tian took a look at the many bone transformations of Zong. Unexpected, his eyes turned to a certain 7-time bone transformation realm heavenly ancestor, and this 7 times bone transformation realm heavenly ancestor also looked at Yi Tian, his pupils shrank suddenly. Obviously, he also recognized Yi Tian, the lord of Yuandu. Yi Tian smiled. At the beginning, he only entered the land of the other side of eternity, and obtained some Kanghe beads in Kanghe realm, but as soon as he came out, he was chased and killed by the Kanghe lord, who killed a duplicate body. After, he forgot about this little thing, but he didn't expect to meet it today. And the lord of Yuandu is extremely fearful in his heart. How could it be him? Wasn't he killed by me that time? It should be the same appearance, definitely not one person. This is the lord of Jiyu Heng mountain, and the one who was killed by me was just an ordinary immemorial genius. The lord of Yuandu secretly said in fear.